Let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland on 710.
I'm rebooting my life, John.
Believe it when I see it.
It's the Waba Grill Lunch Hour with Mason and Ireland. Waba Grill. What's their secret? It's in their sauce. Their sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill. It's for you.
Mason.
I've got to clean up my act.
Ireland.
I'm just a dope.
The Waba Grill Lunch Hour is on right now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
What is up, people? It is Friday. It's Effin' Friday. As always, Andy Kamenetsky's here. Got a big show planned. Brian Cohen's here. Laura's here, of course. And we've got us a couple of really cool guests coming up. Dave McMenamin's going to join us. We'll get an update on exactly how this transfer of sale from the Buss family to Mark Walter is and some of the reasons for it. And there's one thing that jumped out at me from his article, Andy, from the article that Dave wrote this week.
What would that be?
He wrote this. He says, a league source asked, who is their Andrew Friedman? Is it Bob Myers? Is it Messiah Jury? Is it Sam Presti?
That nobody thinks it's Rob Pelinka?
Well, Rob is kind of the front office is Rob.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers front office, I went through it yesterday, they have about 20 VPs of player whatever, player personnel, player performance, all that stuff. This is going to be a much bigger front office. It's not going to be right now necessarily, but we're going to be moving into that.
Even if you think, and you could make an argument that 20 voices in the front office, the number you just threw out, that can be too many. Where it's so many voices, it becomes too difficult to land on a consensus. There can be power dynamics.
Well, there needs to be a guy with say.
Sure, exactly. But it can become too muddled.
Yeah.
There is space between 20 and 1.
Correct.
And that's where I think the Lakers are going to eventually land.
Yeah.
Like if Rob, I think there is a real chance that Rob Pelinka could find a permanent role moving forward in the Mark Walter era. But if Rob Pelinka truly wants to do things as a lone wolf, I am very confident he is not long for this ride.
That will not happen. That will not. Things will change there. On top of that, Danton Lynn is going to join us, defensive coordinator for the USC Trojans, and we will talk to him about the gigantic improvement in defense from 2023 to 2024 as we get ready for 2025. So that is all going on. And actually, you know what I did yesterday? I got an MRI. When was the last time you got an MRI?
The last time I got an MRI was about maybe 6 months to a year ago, something like that, because I was having...
What'd you have MRI'd?
Neck and spine.
Yes, that's what I had yesterday. Neck. I already had surgery here. Now they're checking here.
I got a little bit of some disc issues.
But it is crazy, those machines, and I have no idea what's going on. They seem to randomly make noises. They get really loud, then they get really quiet, then they squeak really high, then you feel the whole thing shake. Laura, have you had an MRI recently?
I did about maybe 4 months ago, but I do the open MRI. I can't do the tube one because then I freak out.
Yeah, I did the tube one, and I just
and you're head in, right? Because you're doing
head in because I was doing neck. Yeah.
Hell no, I cannot do that.
Brian, you get an MRI before?
I have once in high school. Every buddy that plays high school baseball, so they had arm injuries.
Sure.
That was actually true with me.
Yeah.
I had a full body MRI. It was like an hour.
A full body MRI?
Yeah,
what the hell happened to you?
It was my shoulder and my elbow. But funny story, so I was actually doing like a smaller MRI where I just had to stick my arm in the machine for a half hour, and the whole power went out in the hospital. And so they had to reschedule. The only thing could do would be the full body, so I had to do that.
Oh, God. That's crazy.
Did they charge you more?
I don't think so, but it was a weird experience, and I will never want to do it again.
Yeah, no, it's not my choice to do it again.
It is hard to sit that still with that noise.
Yeah.
Like that clicking. It's like a
clicking and then
random indiscriminate. Yeah.
It's like the weirdest. I don't even know how it works.
Nobody knows.
I have no concept of like how that takes pictures of inside your body.
You can't move either, right? Or
do it
again
screw
or
the whole thing up.
Right.
Yeah, so you got to stay just rock still.
I try to fall asleep. Like if I can, I try to doze off if it's going to take a while, something like that. You just want to relax because otherwise it starts really overwhelming you. Like I am in this tube.
Right.
I cannot move. I don't know what these sounds are.
Yeah.
The open MRI is the best.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
They offered sedation, and I'm like,
They did?
Yeah, they offered sedation. They said you can
sedation, Mace.
You can take.
You should have taken that.
They
man.
offered an Ativan, which is apparently a strong mellowing thing, and I said no.
You have good doctors.
I don't.
I've never
I don't
been
want
offered.
any. I don't want that stuff. I don't want that.
Oh, I do.
I popped a gummy and I was totally calm.
Oh, okay.
That's different.
I don't want,
sense.
and I don't want, pharmaceutical stuff as my. If I can take a gummy, it's much better. Yeah,
the real pros, they ask for it to go.
Oh, the sedation.
I don't need it now.
I'll take the sedation to go.
Case, I'm a little worried that I'm going to be freaked out afterwards.
They put it in foil and they turn it into a swan, and you bring it home that way.
When I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and I've had all 4 pulled.
Have you?
I intentionally spaced it out so I could get the most Vicodin possible.
Did you really?
Did you
That's
really?
hilarious.
Yes, I did.
You spaced it out so you get as much Vicodin as possible.
Because you never know.
And so you're sitting on a stash?
I was. It didn't unfortunately last long enough. But
I mentioned this. The NBA playoffs, the draft, free agency, all that stuff. The offseason with the purple and gold's gigantic this year. We've got your dose of what's next for the Lakers every single day. Thank you to Pro Bowler, official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. So last night, and we'll get into this more as we move through the afternoon, I don't agree with Travis on this. I don't believe that any Dodger deliberately hit a Padre in this series. He thinks Trevino in Game 2 hit Tatis deliberately, and I just don't think it looked like that to me.
It didn't look like it to me. I think it could be contextually possible. I'm inclined to think that it wasn't just because it didn't feel necessary. And also, Paez was making his point on the field.
Right.
So you kind of didn't even need to do it.
See, I thought the Paez ones were... I didn't think they were on purpose.
Paez got hit accidentally.
He got hit twice.
And the Padres then blew that thing out by insulting Paez. And, Mike Schilt, who's this guy think he is? Like, bro, he's having an all-star season. Like, you ought to know who he is. The fact that Schilt would even sort of believe that Jack Little, making his MLB debut,
Jack Little
would be looking to hit Tatis. Like, I'm starting to think Mike Schilt.
He's like in the new Bob Gibson, Jack Little.
Mike Schilt doesn't know who anybody he's playing against is. Like, Mike Schilt needs to spend more time going over film, going over scouting, less time being a red ass.
Yeah. Now, you cannot deliberately hit Shohei Ohtani twice in a series.
Certainly not the second one near the head.
Well, the first one was also ridiculous because Randy Vasquez threw at him. Shohei danced out of the way. Then he threw at him again. It was 2 in a row. And then last night they went really high on Shohei, above the numbers in the back. You can't do that with the most significant player in the game.
Plus also, it was completely unnecessary. Like, the idea, like, I understand why the Padres are upset and frustrated. Tatis getting hit where he got hit, like hand, wrist area, that could lead to an injury. And sincerely, I hope he's okay. Last I saw, the MRI was negative.
I saw the X-ray was inconclusive. Did the MRI come out negative?
I might be confusing.
No, I think it was inconclusive. The last thing I heard.
Hopefully, Tatis is okay. Like
I hope so too. I don't want Tatis to get hurt.
Sincerely mean that.
Yeah.
But think about the context of the game last night. It's in the 9th inning.
In a game where you've pulled guys because you're saying, all right, 5-0, we're probably done.
And
Mookie, you're out.
You've already won the series.
Yep.
You've already seen that these guys will retaliate. You've got Ohtani coming up. There is no reason whatsoever that you would intentionally hit Tatis there. It makes no sense at all. So... what are we doing today? Schilt should be suspended. Now they're always saying Dave suspended.
Is probably going to get suspended
both
for the bump.
They about to fight.
I'll tell you what,
they're going to fight.
They were heated.
Those two do not like each other.
No, they definitely do not like each other. No question.
And more than that, we'll get into it. Dave Roberts does not respect Mike Schilt.
Oh.
It's not even that he doesn't like him. He doesn't respect him. Doesn't respect him.
We'll get to that. Hey, look at me getting liners out of the way.
Yeah,
here early.
let's go.
Yes.
On an effort Friday.
The thing about this job is there are so many different things to read, and sometimes, do you ever read something out loud and not really listen to what you're saying?
Of course.
Where I sometimes I think I'm just reading words. Just reading words.
It's Anchorman.
And I
it's
hope it ends up. That's why sometimes I'll say page 2.
Have you ever read what's in between the parentheses?
I did once. There was one really bad one.
It says read twice, and then you
read
would
twice. I said read twice. Correct. Read twice.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, ESPN LA 710. I do know what I'm saying right now. Children's Dental Fun Zone presenting the T-Ball Tee-Off, part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night, happening July the 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Kids age 7 to 12 can swing big, be part of the All-Star action. Sign up now. ESPNLA.com. Click on the T-Ball Tee-Off card. Find your designated age group and sign up. Children's Dental Fun Zone, sparkling smiles and happy kids. We will talk to Dave McMenamin next about the huge sale of the Lakers from the Buss family to Mark Walter. He wrote a great piece about it yesterday. We'll get into that coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And now we have a Game 7.
Sunday.
Coverage tips at 4 p.m. Who will hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy? Thunder, Pacers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN, thanks to Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. And Chumba Casino. And Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Sunday.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
30 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan changed hip-hop forever. Now, it's time for the Final Chamber. Live in Los Angeles, Wu-Tang Clan, together, live on stage, the beginning of their final tour. Live this Sunday at Crypto.com Arena with Run the Jewels. Get tickets now at WuTangClan.com. Wu-Tang Forever, the Final Chamber. Produced by AEG Presents.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport CVT for just $279 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. VIN S3723202. MSRP $32,189. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SRD-21.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
You're checking out the Waba Grill Lunch Hour here on Mason and Ireland.
Sup, people?
Why do they grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins, fresh steamed vegetables, and signature sauces. Download the Waba Rewards app today or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you. Just like Mason and Ireland are for you.
Tell me if I'm weird here. Don't answer that question.
You're weird.
I knew that was coming.
The Waba Grill Lunch Hour rolls on right now.
Is this an anniversary song? Brian, this song came out in what year?
Killing Me Softly, 1996.
It's a great song, too. It's a great song.
1996.
96. Wow. 30 years. Hey, joining us right now is a guy who must feel like Jave, how long have you been covering the Lakers now? How long have you been on this beat?
Man, well, off and on since 2008. That was a 4-year stint in Cleveland, yeah, I mean, going on 15 years or so.
Woo!
I remember when Dave came over with NBA.com.
Yeah. I remember when Dave was moving to Cleveland.
All right, we can leave that one in the holster.
I remember that night. So, Dave, great.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Great piece about the sale. I kind of wanted to focus on one. We just keep talking about how much money, how much more money. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about where the buses were hurt by not having a bunch of cash, by not being liquid. Where did it hurt them?
Okay, so I'll start here by saying the Buss family operated a profitable business. Mm-hmm. They were running the Lakers well, and beyond that, they were top 8 in spending since Jeannie took over in terms of salary and luxury tax.
Okay.
So we're not suggesting that they were derelict in their duties of running the franchise.
Okay.
However, by having more money in your pocket, you can invest in things like your training staff, your coaching staff, your analytics department, your scouting department, your facilities. All of these things are not controlled by the NBA collective bargaining agreement. So in a hyper-competitive league, when every team is trying to have just a little bit of an edge that they can show to potential free agents over another team, these are the things they didn't necessarily have the resources for. And then maybe the biggest thing, and I've had this brought up to me by several sources throughout the league over the last couple of days, is that their front office was bare bones. It was Rob Pelinka, obviously working in conjunction with Kurt Rambis and Jeannie Buss, but a lot of other teams have, 4 or 5, major voices there, and using that combined brain power and combined connections throughout the league in order to improve their team.
How much, Dave, do you get a sense of, with the Lakers front office, that structure, how much of that do you think has been dictated by finances versus how much of it is the sense I've gotten, at least, that Jeannie Buss and, in his own right, Rob Pelinka, they've wanted things very insulated. They've wanted things very small because, for a variety of reasons, that's just sort of their nature.
It's a great question, Andy. I don't genuinely know the answer to it. I understand why you'd ask it, and it does make you wonder. Was this a purposeful setup that way in order to kind of insulate, the principal decision makers from dissenting voices, et cetera, et cetera? But I really don't know the answer to it. What I do know is that the way Mark Walter has run the Dodgers is to bring in a bunch of smart people, and not just one smart person, and combine and brainstorm and use that collective kind of will of smarts in order to make the team better.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN, is with us. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. So at one point in your piece, you quote a league source. And their question was, who is their Andrew Friedman? Is it Bob Myers? Is it Messiah Jury? Is it Sam Presti? Do you think, as this gets constructed, as this front office gets constructed, do you think that somebody like that comes in either above, below, around Rob Pelinka?
I think based on the Dodgers model, yes, they will be coming in. The timing of it, I'm not so sure. I think you have to look to the public tweet that Luka Doncic shared, that he is very happy with the Lakers that he's gotten to know thus far. And the biggest priority for the organization right now is to make sure that Luka Doncic signs an extension. So I wouldn't anticipate any sort of shakeup when the guy is telling you that the last 4 months I've really gotten to enjoy this organization. And the people that he's been dealing with primarily on the front office side have been Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka. So I don't anticipate a change there. It doesn't mean that it couldn't happen, but to me, it's good business to keep both those people in their position that they are right now, because your 26-year-old superstar has publicly voiced that they're people that have made him comfortable with the organization.
So Luka has...
At some point...
Yep, go ahead.
I'm just saying at some point, the resources come in, though, and you would want to have more smart people using their wits to try to get you a little extra edge in today's NBA.
Luka has responded publicly to this sale. LeBron has been quiet. How do we interpret that?
I'm not so sure, to be honest. I mean, I did include in my piece, I spoke to a source close to LeBron who thought that Mark Walter could be an excellent person that LeBron can reach out to as his playing career winds to an end, and use him to consult with, pick his brain as he pivots towards his post-playing career of hopefully owning a team just like Mark Walter does at some point.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's an indication that obviously that there's a positive thought here. LeBron still has his decision to make as to whether he's going to opt into the final year of his deal, opt out and try to negotiate a different one with the Lakers, or go elsewhere. I really don't think he's going elsewhere. I actually don't really particularly think he's going to opt out and negotiate a new deal.
You think he's just going to opt in?
I think he's going to opt in, and at that point, he will comment on all things Lakers.
Right.
It reminds me, Dave, a little bit when you're talking about Mark Walter, when LeBron first joined the Lakers, the idea that he could use Magic Johnson as a sounding board, just because in terms of playing career, iconic nature, the business, Magic is like one of the few people who can relate to LeBron at all, like who can really understand what it's like to be LeBron.
Yeah, and obviously that was kind of a shocking turn of events we all remember at the end of the 2018-2019 season when
I became
Magic
a meme.
caught everybody off guard and walked away. From my understanding, the relationship between Magic and LeBron is good. I don't think it ever got particularly close, and I don't think it was so derailed by Magic's decision that by Magic being around the team more often because of his connection to Mark Walter through the Dodgers, it being any sort of tension point. I think they'll be able to operate just fine. And who knows, maybe this is the point that they do develop a great relationship.
Dave McMenamin is with us from ESPN, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. Andy in for John. I got one last thing for you. And this is just sort of, just something I've been thinking about. Do you think there will be potentially synergy between what the Dodgers are doing and what the Lakers are doing? In other words, does one help the other?
I would think so. I mean, this is just thinking out loud here.
Yeah.
But, so Shohei Ohtani is the guy, right, for the Dodgers.
Yep.
And it has led to so much international business for the Dodgers, in particular in Japan.
Yep.
The Lakers have a Japanese player, Rui Hashimura.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If I'm Mark Walter, I'm calling up my business folks and like, how can we turn this into a opportunity for us to build both of these brands to make more money, both here and abroad? And like, that's like just, I'm sure, the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
But that's something that I've pondered over the last, you never know. Maybe we'll get to see some sort of like crossover jersey night or something like that. Like,
right, sure.
This is an unprecedented situation. You don't have an owner owning the two major teams in the same market. I mean, you certainly have people like the Kroenkes who own the Nuggets and then obviously the Rams, but this is kind of a rare situation. I guess I'll say this, the Bulls and the White Sox and the Rhinestones.
Yeah,
and
right.
they have done a jersey crossover. So maybe there could be a thing like that.
Yeah. All right, Dave, great piece. You should read it on ESPN.com. Does an unbelievable job covering the Lakers. Oh, by the way, surprise, Game 7. I did not expect it. I didn't see it coming. I was shocked that Oklahoma City
has been such
just
a good series.
Rolled over, but it is really good basketball. And now we got a chance for a Game 7, which I believe doesn't happen very often in the NBA Finals. I think I read 20 times it's happened where we go to a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Were you surprised by Oklahoma City last night?
I mean, I don't want to be like, toot my own horn. I'm not surprised. I kind of had the feeling it would go that way. I was in Indiana for Games 3 and 4. It is a heck of a place to play. And there's just the human element here of if you know that this is actually not your last chance.
Yeah.
You're not going to play with the same desperation as the team that has its last chance. I covered the Lakers in 2010, so I saw that situation play out where they came back from down 3-2. Covered the Cavs in 2016.
Yeah.
Saw that situation play out. And in both of those scenarios, Game 6 in LA, Game 6 in Cleveland, it was a blowout. So I anticipated Indy winning relatively easy, and I just think Sunday's going to be a dogfight. In Game 6, I'm saying. I anticipated Indy winning relatively easy in Game 6.
Got it.
And I think Sunday's going to be a dogfight, and it's going to be may the best team win, this is the NBA Super Bowl Sunday. Like, this stuff gets me geeked.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, really exciting. Dave, hey, I know it's been a busy week. Thanks for cutting out some time for us a couple of times this week.
Yes, sir. You got it. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, thanks. There's Dave McMenamin, ESPN. He said he doesn't like to toot his own horn. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, toot your horn.
Let me tell you something. You asked Dave McMenamin about his jump shot. He will toot his horn all day.
Will. Yes, he will.
That guy will toot his horn all day.
And I think I've got this. I think this is the 20th Game 7 in NBA Finals history. I think I've got that right. Somebody will correct me on Twitter if I'm wrong. But I'm in the ballpark for sure.
I am really.
Definitely. It's like I'm in the ballpark. Yeah. It's close. All right, coming up next for you, going to spin the wheel of questions. Let me tell you about my friends at the Southern California Hyundai dealers. So I love driving my car. I have so much fun in my car. It's my favorite car I've ever driven. It is a Hyundai Elantra. It's a hybrid. Get unbelievable gas mileage, which is great, but it's also got sport mode where I want to go, go, go. And every Hyundai car and SUV, they give you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. So advantages include the available class exclusive digital key and the available remote smart parking assist. And because they want the road ahead to be as worry-free as possible, every Hyundai also comes complete with America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. It is time for you to do like I did. Take a test drive, a Sonata, an Elantra, the Ioniq 6. Try one of these cars. Test drive them today only at your SoCal Hyundai dealers. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
was a seismic shift in Lakerland felt all around the sports world.
Now, all of a sudden, we're one of the richest owners in all the NBA.
Mark Walter is now leading the brand new Lakers ownership group.
The guy that owned the Dodgers bought the Lakers and caught just about everybody by surprise is exceptionally exciting.
When the news broke, LA turned to 710 for the passion and pride of the purple and gold.
New era, same home.
The home of the Lakers is 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Goal! Oh, well. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a portable 9-band radio with flashlight when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. The 23rd.
Number 2.
Drew Baldridge, July 24th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're lighting up the sky at the Summer Bash. Celebrate the start of summer with a dazzling fireworks display. The 27th at 9 p.m.
Morongo, good times.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
Oh, look, they're playing my song.
Even Andy, look at him.
If you had told me, because I have a 14-year-old daughter, so I hear a lot of Sabrina Carpenter. If you had told me that this was a Sabrina Carpenter song and I wasn't paying close attention, 1,000%.
Yeah, it absolutely. I mean, it's not my imagination. Ireland thinks I'm crazy for this, but this is the catchiest jingle song of all time. And by the way, it gets stuck in your head too.
No, I'm sorry. In its own right, that song's a banger. That is a straight banger.
All right. It is your question here, Laura. I don't think Stephen A. has reacted to it at all.
That's a dumbass
There
question.
you go. All right. So what do you got today?
All right, guys. So we know Angel Reese takes a lot of heat, but she recently trademarked me bounds. People troll her instead of rebounds. They're me bounds. So she put out a tweet. It says, me bounds, Reese bounds, rebounds merch available now. Part of the proceeds are going to go to the Angel C. Reese Foundation to help fight against cyberbullying. Actually not bad. And I'm like, get it, girl. You're clapping back and doing it in a positive way and doing, donating proceeds. So I love it. But my question to you guys would be, if you had to trademark a phrase someone once used to insult you, what would it be?
Trademark.
That you can say on air, okay?
A phrase that someone once used to describe you.
Insult you.
Oh, insult me.
Insult you. Because they're essentially trying to insult her with this me bound.
This was not a full-on insult because it was all in fun, but when Brian and I first started doing work at 710, and in particular, the show we were on most was Mason and Ireland.
Oh, yeah, those were the days, huh? That was a great time. Great
Mason,
time, great era.
Mason. But in those days, because this is a while back, I actually had hair. Like, I actually had a full head of hair.
God, I have no recollection of that.
And it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But Mace...
You with hair?
I know. Dude, there was a period where not only did I have hair,
yeah,
I had glorious hair.
His hair was like Brian Cohen level hair.
But Mace, but Brian Brian was basically like Charlie Brown. Like Brian started losing his hair when he was like 7 or whatever. But when we first started working here, Brian looked exactly like he does now. Mace referred to us because it took him a while before he could remember who was who. Mace used to refer to us as the bald one and the other one.
The bald one and the other one was a good
so
one.
So I would do something with the other one as my thing because I was the other one.
I like that.
I don't.
You don't get trolled.
I don't get. Well, it's not that I don't get. Do I not get trolled?
I don't think you get trolled.
Because I don't spend a lot of time reading. Social.
Maybe
I'm
something
sure
about klutziness, getting injured.
Ireland would.
The mace plant.
The mace.
Plant.
The mace plant is perfect.
That's
Thank
a good
you,
one,
Brian Cohen. I will take the mace plant.
It's a good one.
Laura, do you got one?
I don't think I do. I was thinking about something, and I'm like, I don't think there's. And probably the ones that people have told me I can't say on air anyways, so I wouldn't be able to say it.
Brian, anything?
Nothing that really comes to mind, honestly. I can't really think of anything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so the bald one and the other one, and mace
I would
plant.
start the other one foundation or something like
Oh,
that.
that's cool. I actually like that.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Angel Reese doing this for charity, right? For
part
a charity,
of it. Part of
cyberbullying.
Yeah, part of the proceeds from what she's selling will go there.
Okay, cool.
Not all, but some.
All right, some of the proceeds. All right, so last night you probably, and you know what, Laura? Let's break our rules today and let's just leave the phones open for the show.
I'm okay with that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't have problems with that at all. I love when people call.
Yeah. So last night, Dodger Stadium, we saw the showdown between Jack Little and Fernando Tatis.
The one we've been all waiting
for.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, when Jack Little's in the game, look the hell out, Fernando.
I wanted to confirm to myself yesterday. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Jack Little is a rookie. I went to Baseball Reference. He doesn't even have a page.
Oh, he doesn't have a page?
Yesterday those were his first major league pitches.
Yeah. No, it's incredible.
He doesn't even have an entry. He might now, like maybe today, but yesterday he did not have an entry.
Yeah. Now, one thing, before we get to the beanball war, which honestly I believe was pretty one-sided, I want to... an immaculate inning is very rare. Very rare. Just about 100. I think there's like 112 immaculate innings, 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts that have happened in Major League Baseball history. So last night, it was. Do you have this, Brian? It was 1 pitch away for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and here's the way that went down. Sportsnet LA.
Here's the 0-2. Here it is. Oh no! Marvin Hudson cost him an immaculate inning.
I mean, that was borderline middle.
That was middle. That was a strike everywhere. That's a strike. That was a really fat pitch.
There is no world in which that was not a strike.
Yeah.
It was not even borderline.
And stuff like this is the reason why, right, Brian, not even close.
Not even close.
Reason why we're getting an automated strike zone next year. By the way, Rob Manfred doesn't want us to call it a robot ump.
I don't care.
So next year we get a robot ump.
Yeah. I don't care what he wants.
That's what I say.
The only thing that disappoints me is that they're not actual robots out there. Like I
Correct.
want a robot
you want like
behind
Rosie the
catcher.
robot.
Yes. Like a C-3PO.
C-3PO.
I want an actual
R2D2.
robot. Yes.
Yeah.
Bring in different robots. all the time.
R2D2 looks like he's in a squat already,
Yes.
doesn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
He'd be perfect. So next year we won't have to worry about this stuff. Now, last night, so it's been, first of all, I think the Padres are frustrated, emotional, overly emotional. They lost 5 of 7 games. And I would argue that at no point in this series did the Dodgers deliberately throw at a Padre. Now, Travis argues, I have a brother named Brian and a brother named Travis, so I'm a little, but Travis argues that the very first time that Fernando Tatis was hit in Game 2 on Tuesday night, that was deliberate on the part of Lou Trivino. I don't believe that was deliberate.
I think it's possible. I don't think it's definitive. I think if you look at the context of the stuff the Padres had said about Pages, and like they were really going at him in a personal way.
Yeah.
I think it is. And especially too, they said they got big dogs over there they can hit. Like
sure.
I think it is possible. I don't think it was definitive. The 2 hits Ohtani took Those are the only two that everybody can agree.
100% deliberate.
I mean, Schilt has essentially confirmed they were deliberate.
Now, when Tatis got hit in the ninth inning, and keep in mind, Dodgers went into the ninth down 5-0. They didn't go to Tanner Scott or Alex Vesia or Kirby Yates or anybody like that. They went to Little.
They already started pulling players.
Yeah, they were already. Mookie was out of the game.
Smith was out.
Smith
Freeman
was out of the game. Yeah, exactly. So they were just finishing out this game, and then Fernando Tatis gets hit.
Oh boy.
That's the crowd. More crowd. Crowd still milling about.
And now the bench is clear.
Oh, look at Doc going out there.
Mike Schilt and Dave Roberts trying to get at each other.
So this is what is interesting. By the way, that was a lot of crowd noise, which was great. Made me feel like I was there. Mm-hmm. So Laura, what are you rolling your eyes about?
We wanted to cut it, but I told Brian I wanted to make sure people knew that it wasn't like, oh, it got hit and then right away everybody moved out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
there was some time before. Now, Dave Roberts, first of all, Schilt is just way out of control. Comes bolting out of the dugout, yelling at Dave, pointing at Dave. Dave comes out, and Dave does bump Schilt. And I originally thought maybe he tripped on the turf or something, but no, he did bump him.
He bumped him.
So Dave is going to face
what's up, bruh?
And a suspension of some kind here. Yeah. Now Schilt, who ordered the code red, ordered the code red on Shohei not once but twice, he should be suspended for longer than Dave. Do you agree?
Yes. Mike Schilt has been much more of an agitator in all this. He's been much more of somebody who has been looking to ratchet it up as opposed to simmer it down. It's very clear Dave Roberts doesn't like him. He doesn't respect him. He thinks very little of Schilt. And it was very obvious. The context of the game made it obvious that Jack Little was not trying to hit Tatis.
Right.
It sucks that he got hit. That could be a potential injury.
Yeah, and by the way, I hope he's fine.
Yeah, I understand why the Padres were upset about the situation, but the context still matters. And it was clear from Jack Little's reaction, oh, bleep, I did not mean to do that. I'm just trying to get through a major league inning.
Right, he's making his debut.
He's essentially
in his head. He's not all right. This is the first time I've ever been on a major league mound. There's Fernando Tatis. Bam. That's not the way he's thinking.
He's essentially like a temp.
Yeah,
temps don't go rogue on their first day on the job.
Yeah, no,
it's not what he's doing.
You know who I hate?
Who?
I mean, besides the Padres, but one particular Padre, Machado.
Yeah, Machado.
I can't.
Everybody hates Machado.
Did you see the quote? He said, I definitely saw the contact. I think Roberts wanted some smoke. Shildy said, what's up? Let's go. Where you at? I guess Roberts stayed on the other side. I guess you just kind of want that smoke with just fans watching and your team behind you, not solo. So, yeah, I mean, we're still waiting. Bro, shut up.
Yeah.
You don't have nothing.
Here's the thing about Machado that I've just realized during this series. Dislike him. Remember his time with the Dodgers, all that stuff.
Bleep.
He may be a guy that gets 3,000 hits.
Can't stand.
He may be.
I think he will for sure.
You think he will? He's 1,000 hits away, and he's a Hall of Famer, and I think he's going to wind up with definitely 400-plus home runs and all that stuff. His attitude, I will always remember what he did with the Dodgers, the not my cup of tea, and I'm not Johnny Hustle and all that stuff. But he is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Has there ever been a player? Because Machado is clearly, he's a great player.
Great
capital G great.
Oh, defensively, his arm is just unreal.
His credentials as a player are impeccable. Has there ever been, though, a player more talented who seems more genuinely delusional? Machado lives on a planet that none of the rest of us do. He sees a different reality. He reacts to all Dave Roberts didn't want that smoke. Dave Roberts shoved your manager.
Yeah, that's true.
He gave him the smoke,
gave
bro.
him the smoke.
It's very clear Dave Roberts is fine with this. Like, he lives on another planet.
Yes.
Like, he describes things that aren't happening. He's like the little boy in The Sixth Sense, like seeing all these things that aren't evident to anybody else.
Right. Yeah,
he's kind of crazy.
He is a little crazy. He's a little crazy. And I think that whole team, they need to learn how to manage their emotions. Come on, Padres, manage your emotions.
They're just, the thing is, it's very much indicative of they are a great team. No one,
Right.
they are a good team.
They're a good team. They're not a great team.
They're good, right? And for me, it's like, but they know the Dodgers are better, and they hate that. And it's like,
we are so in their heads.
we are, and I love it.
That's all they think about is us.
I love it.
Got
And
you
we're
little
like,
Padres.
whatever, dude.
All right, let's do some sports graffiti, huh? We covered a lot of ground. By the way, we'll talk more about the upcoming Game 7, OKC versus Indiana last night. Boy, I did not expect OKC to just roll over, but they did. Indiana steamrolled them, so there will be a Game 7. It is the 19th Game 7.
You were close.
In the history of the NBA Finals.
You were close.
Yeah. And by the way, you know how many times the road team has won? 19 times.
I'll say 3.
Yeah, 4. So home court does mean a lot in a Game 7.
Well, particularly, too, a building like OKC. I've been to a playoff game in
Have
OKC.
you? I've not been there. I hear it's just wild.
It is insanely loud.
Yeah. All right, so whatever you got, Dodgers, Beanball War, Shohei gets hit last night. Dodgers, by the way, finish up a 29-game stretch they had 7 against the Mets, they had 7 against the Padres, they had 3 against the Giants, they had 3 against the Cardinals, they had 3 against the Gardos, 1 other series in there, 3 against Arizona. And they finish, and everybody was like, go Platschke, and the LA Times was like, they're not even going to be in first place by the time this stretch is over. Oh, no. They finished 17-12 during that stretch, which is damn good.
They're really good.
Yeah, they're really good, and they got that look. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. We will get some of your calls in here next. It's F-It Friday. Mason and Ireland, 710-ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. We told you it was going to be the biggest offseason in Lakers history.
Genie's still going to run the team, and this is massive.
New ownership, the draft, free agency, summer league, and the tip-off of the season with the King and Luka. Every moment of coverage of the Lakers offseason on 710. Powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. And your home of Lakers basketball in the Southland is 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
Live from the Honda Center on Saturday, June 28th, Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And it's time for Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti like we do every day at this time. Sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Now let's do it. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland.
All right, so let's have a talk here. People on Fridays, F at Fridays, sometimes say, oh, just let Mason do all the talking. No. 877-710-ESPN. We got like 3 lines open right now. 877-710-ESPN for Sports Graffiti. Jump in here now. There's a ton of stuff, people. What did you think of the end of the Dodger game last night? Seriously, it was the one thing as a viewer, I think the Padres-Dodgers series has been very entertaining. There's been a lot to talk about.
This is a reminder, this series, that obviously Dodgers-Giants, like that's the long-standing, most traditional rivalry.
Right.
But the players need to feel it in order for it to be a rivalry for them. These guys clearly feel it.
Yeah.
And fans now, you can tell, feel
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think for the average Dodger fan, the Padres is going to make you feel more visceral than the Giants right now.
Yeah, no question. No, well, but you know what it is? The Padres, to me, are the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
It's a blip, right? Always it's the Celtics, but there was this little blip where Sacramento for 5 years was like really a hot rivalry.
That was real, though.
That was real.
Real.
But in the same way, Dodgers-Padres, I think it's a blip. Long-term, the rivalry is always going to be the Giants. But at this particular moment, the Padres are kind of hot.
The Lakers and Suns had that in the middle 2000s because they had 3 playoff series in like 5 years.
Right. All right, 877-710-ESPN. Let's hit it here. Let's go to Tony in La Habra. Tony, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Tony.
What's up, gang? Shout out, sports enthusiasts. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. First off, Mace, I just want to give you the thanks for your kind words on Monday to the disruptions that are happening in the city. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Just want to touch on 2 things. Number one, Machado is delusional. And number 2, are we ready to, you guys kind of just touched on it right now, but I've been saying this since the season began, that are we ready to admit and accept that the new hated ones are the Padres, not the Giants, no longer?
It's an interesting, here's the problem. There are a couple of problems with that. First of all, the Giants are closer to the Dodgers in the standings than the Padres are now.
But he didn't say that the Giants were the better team. He said they were the more hated team.
Correct. They're more. Yeah, I think I've not seen enough of the Giants to be able to make a determination about how good they are. Their pitching has been very, very good. But I just don't know that they necessarily have although adding Devers is just a game changer
he's
for them.
talking right now just pure hatred rankings.
Yeah.
Like the one that makes...
You know what? I'm going to say that the Padres piss me off the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. Let's go to David. David, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about a couple things you guys talked a while ago.
Cool.
One was the 7 different ways to reach first base.
Yes.
And you guys left out one. You combined catcher interference with error, and you forgot pinch runner. That's the key to that little trivia.
Okay.
Pinch runner's the 7th way.
Got it.
The other one you discussed top 10 passers. I was disappointed in Michael. None of you mentioned Maravich in the top 10 passers. I think he might be in there.
Okay.
And the other one is, go ahead. The other thing to say is the worst waste of time is in sports when a guy misses his free throw and then has to congratulate everybody and get a shake of hand after he misses a free throw.
All right. David, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
That guy's a P1. He remembers everything we've ever talked
but
about.
But I can't remember the last time I talked about the 7 ways to reach first base or was it the 10 best USC quarterbacks, and what about Marinovich? And I don't remember ever having these conversations.
Maravich. I think he was talking.
Pistol Pete.
I think he was talking about Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete and the point guards. Okay, that does make sense.
I don't necessarily agree, though, that pinch runner is
No,
another
that's
way.
a cheat.
Right. That's you're not reaching first base.
You're not reaching first base.
You're being selected to go to first
Right.
base. Like that's not no.
I guess that's not reaching first base.
No. Like the base has already been reached, and then you're subbing in.
And I would also say an error and a catcher's interference, if we did combine them, they are separate. They are different because you can have a fielding error reach first base. It's different than a catcher's interference.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, what are the ways? A hit, a walk, hit by pitch,
error,
fielder's choice, catcher's
interference.
And then it's got to be.
I'm calling BS on the pinch runner. No,
I say no, but.
You say intentional walk?
Do you call a walk different from an intentional walk?
I would.
Would you? Drop third strike.
That is also another one, yeah.
Drop third strike. Yeah, I think there are only 7. I think intentional walk and walk is the same. I don't think pitch runner.
Yeah, I mean, they are functionally the same thing, a walk and an intentional walk.
Yeah. And by the way, my dad's favorite player, Pistol Pete Maravich. He's one of those guys that I'm a little bit like Tyler Hero. It happened before me, so I'm not sure if it really happened or not. But there is video of Pistol Pete, and he was unbelievable.
From what I understand, because he was obviously before my time as well, like the comp, if you're looking to try to compare him, is picture just some of the flashiest passers in the modern game. Like Jason Williams from the Kings. You know, like white chocolate, Jason Williams. Like, that guy had a lot of Pistol Pete in him.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get a couple more in here. Let's go to George. George, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, George.
Hey, guys, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, I keep thinking, it's crazy to me how the Buss family was able to take the Lakers from a $67 million franchise to a $10 billion franchise. Sorry, there's some construction going on. Do you think that the Buss family was waiting for a certain number and this was in the talks for a long time?
That's a very good question. I personally think that once Mark Walter bought into the ownership group of the Lakers, that opened the door to sort of an ongoing conversation. And when did Walter buy in? He bought in
I know he
3 years ago?
I don't remember the exact time, but I'm pretty sure he essentially bought Phil Anchich's shares.
Correct.
Because I think it was both a 27% right of first refusal.
But I think what happened was Mark Walter bought part of the team, and then he was sort of that made conversations easy between he and the Buss family in the context of ownership.
Look, one of the observations, criticisms, however you want to put it, that I've had of Jeannie Buss in the way that she has been the top shot caller with the Lakers is an unwillingness to hire outside of her immediate circle, like outside of personal relationships. She has largely kept people in that building that she knows. So taking that in mind, the personal relationship that it seems like she's had with Mark Walter and getting to know him, I think definitely paved the way, because it would be stunning or impossible to imagine Jeannie selling to somebody that she does not feel personally comfortable with.
Let me throw this angle at you. Mark Walter had right of first refusal.
Yeah.
So did the Buss family decide, okay, we're going to sell, and then go to Mark Walter?
If I had to guess, yeah.
I think that's kind of the way it went down.
I can't imagine Mark Walter going up to him. It's like, so,
hey,
I'm right here.
Yeah. Let's go to Cash. Cash, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, Cash?
Hey, I was just wanted to talk about how, like, when David Roberts got tossed on the game 1 of the 4-game series, how he had reasoning behind it, but, like, we hit Shohei Ohtani because of the Dodgers hitting Tatis, and, like, dude, we're coming for you, and I was at the game last night, and I think it's pretty messed up. It was totally intentional. But we're doing it because you're doing it to us.
Okay, so Cash, hang on a second, Cash. How old a man are you?
I'm 12 years old.
You're doing great. You are one of the best callers we've ever had. So you're a Padres fan.
Hey, by the way, Steve, I love you.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. So, Cash, you're a Padres fan.
A big Padres fan.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you something. Baby. Do you think...
But I don't like R.J. Belton.
Oh, good. Now, do you think that the Dodgers deliberately hit Fernando Tatis last night?
I do.
Okay.
But there's been hitting each other the entire 4-game series. So it's a.
But I would argue that every time the Dodgers did it, and let's just take last night. Jack Little, here's this guy, Cash. He's making his major league debut.
He's barely older than you, Cash.
This is the first time he's ever been in a game at the major league level. What is the first thing on his to-do list? Hit Fernando Tatis. I just don't think that makes sense.
No, 100%. I don't think that makes sense either. But I think they gotta get back at the Padres for whatever they've done, and I think he's just doing what they're like. He wants to stay in the major league level. I think he's whatever he gets told to do, he's doing right away.
All right, hey Cash, I want to put you on hold. I want Laura to get your number. I think we should have you as our designated Padres correspondent.
Oh, he should be.
He's great.
The next series. Blue Review, you guys, Parker
Blue
in the back. You better have Cash on.
Cash is a great guest right there.
I mean, frankly, he could replace any of you guys in a heartbeat.
Did you ever call radio stations when you were a kid?
No,
I
never did.
I did.
Of course you did.
Ron Tyndall, WSPD in Toledo, Ohio.
That is a very Midwest name.
It is. Ron Tyndall. Tyndall on Tap, he called his show. Wow. It was like the late 70s.
It's so of its time.
And some of the big music at that, there was a lot of Fleetwood Mac. There were a lot of Eagles songs. New Kid in Town was a big song then. And so Ron Tyndall would have this guest DJ option. And so I would write out my little script, and I'd call Ron Tyndall, and I'd say, hey, Tyndall on Tap, I'd like to be the guest DJ. God, what I wouldn't give for some of this stuff. And I would introduce the song. I'd work in the weather. I would do all this stuff as just, like a 12-year-old kid.
In the YouTube chat for the Mason and Ireland channel, Reezy just said, replace Ireland with Cash.
Cash! Cash is such a great name, too.
You just had a very reasoned, smart debate with a 12-year-old.
Yeah, and by the way, grown-ups call, and they're terrible.
Yeah.
Like, everybody should... Cash put on a clinic on how to be a caller to sports radio.
And he's 12.
He's 12.
Hire this kid to be the producer of Mason and
There
Ireland.
you go.
Well,
exactly.
thanks, AK.
I'm just reading what's there.
Well, yeah, no, he's just...
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I think he meant
Thanks.
more Bergman, Laura, than you.
Sure.
way to go, Cash. I like that.
Well, I'm sure he's coming for me. He's
Yeah,
coming
you're
for
next.
everyone.
Well, you could have said your job, not mine.
I'm reading what's there.
There's
I'm
already
reading
less
what's
of us, Thanks, AK.
All right, there is your sports graffiti. By the way, just leave him on the lines. We'll.
Oh, so I asked if I could get his number, and then I was like, can you ask your parent first? Because, he is 12.
Right.
And then the dad's like, yeah. And so he gives me his number, and I'm like, oh, is this your dad's number? He's like, no, this is mine. And I'm like, oh, my God, yeah, 12-year-olds
got his own
have
number,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, look, all kids their age, they all have their own phone.
Yeah, what concerns me is when Cash said, you have to go through my people.
It's his dad.
He's got people already
It's
at
his
12?
dad.
Oh, his
dad,
people
yeah.
is his dad.
Parents,
there you go.
yes.
All right, hey, let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you are having emotional problems right now, trust me, I've been there over the years, and the most powerful, the most courageous, the right thing to do is to find somebody to talk to. And right now, BetterHelp has got thousands of therapists available, something that will fit into your schedule and somebody who can help you get through whatever it is you're struggling with. Go to betterhelp.com/timeout. That's betterhelp.com/timeout. Again, mental health is health. All right, let me see here. It's ESPN LA's Legends launch, presented by Legends Attic, all part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night on July the 11th. West Covina Sportsplex, step up to the plate, take your shot in a high-energy challenge to hit as many balls as you can in 90 seconds. Bring your own bat, bring your own helmet, bring that big swing. Spots are limited. Head to ESPNLA.com right now to reserve your spot. Step up, swing big, and be legendary. Andy, you are playing in the All-Star Friday Night.
I am. 5th overall pick for Team Cappy.
Which is odd. Did you expect to go that high?
It's roughly where I expected. I mean, look at the folks behind me. Like, other than DeMarco, there's really nobody that you look at behind me and you say definitively that guy would be drafted ahead of me.
That is true.
DeMarco
should have been drafted before you.
I'm not saying that they should have been drafted behind me. I'm just saying there's nobody there that you look at and say, yeah, definitively that guy should be ahead of me.
The one interesting thing about these rosters is that I've got the good players and Cappy doesn't.
Cappy is a very...
I don't know how he
He's something of an eccentric GM.
Yeah, he is really. I don't know. He's working some analytics or something, but yeah, I don't think.
He believes a lot in chemistry.
I think we are going to win that thing. I like our chances. All right, Mason in Ireland. Andy's in for John. Danton Lynn, defense coordinator for USC, coming up for you in just a couple of minutes. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It was a seismic shift in Lakerland felt all around the sports world.
Now, all of a sudden, we're one of the richest owners in all the NBA.
Mark Walter is now leading a brand new Lakers ownership group.
The guy that owned the Dodgers bought the Lakers and caught just about everybody by surprise is exceptionally exciting.
When the news broke, LA turned to 710 for the passion and pride of the purple and gold.
New era, same home.
The home of the Lakers is 710 ESPN.
Be sure to catch Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti, weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Mason and Ireland. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout.
30 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan changed hip-hop forever. Now, it's time for the Final Chamber. Live in Los Angeles, Wu-Tang Clan, together, live on stage, the beginning of their final tour. Live this Sunday at Crypto.com Arena with Run the Jewels. Get tickets now at WuTangClan.com. Wu-Tang Forever, the Final Chamber. Produced by AEG Presents.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Next Gen is the official heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans and is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Get ready to beat the summer heat with Next Gen. For a limited time, enjoy a free whole home air cleaner with any new AC installation. Call 833-3NEXTGEN. That's 833-3NEXGEN to book your appointment. CSLB number 1011173. Next Gen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Ladies and gentlemen, this song by Lionel Richie came out on this date in some year.
That I'm not sure. It is Lionel Richie's birthday. That's why I was playing this one.
Yeah. God, during my DJ days, Lionel Richie was so big.
Lionel Richie was
so
great,
big, man. And I hear he puts on a really good show.
I'm sure he does. I mean,
best Lionel Richie song.
Best. Okay. And we're going straight Lionel Richie, not Commodores.
Correct. No Commodores. Because that would eliminate 3 Times a Lady.
I'll tell you what's a really good Lionel Richie solo song is Say You, Say Me. from White Knights.
You know, here's what I don't like about that. I'm glad you mentioned this song. I don't like Say You, Say Me because all of a sudden at the end it becomes a totally different song.
I like that.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember how it goes? It's like, oh, go find that. It's ridiculous.
No,
it's
it
like a
turns into
slow
it
song,
turns
and then
into
it
almost like a
turns into
conga
a
line.
banger.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
no,
I like that. But I think
make up your mind, Lionel.
I think the best is probably either All Night Long or it's got a song, I think it's called Running Through the Night, that's really good.
I think All Night Long.
All Night Long.
All night long.
Let me tell you something. In the 80s.
Okay, so it's a slow song.
Right. In the 80s, if you had a bar bat mitzvah party and you did not play All Night Long at some point, that DJ was getting booed off the stage.
Dumbest Lionel Richie song, other than this one, which
Dancing on the
speeds up. Then Dancing on the Ceiling is just a stupid song. What? Oh, okay, good. Is he online? All right. We'll
Maybe
finish.
Coach has an opinion on this?
Yeah, I have no idea. Joining us right now is defense coordinator for the USC Trojans, Danton Lynn. Danton, thanks for coming on. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. We were just talking about best Lionel Richie songs. Do you have any thought on that?
That's a little before my time, man. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
That's right. I forget. You are. You have just flown through coaching ranks. You turned UCLA's defense around. Last year, you turned USC's defensive around. What kind of magic do you got going, Coach?
Man, I don't know about that, man. It's all about the players, and I've been lucky to have a really good staff in both spots. That we were all on the exact same page, and our biggest thing was let's just try to be better this year than we were the previous year.
The defense, when you arrived, Coach, frankly had a lot of work to be done, a lot of areas to shore up. When you started approaching it, was there a particular thing that you decided, I need to drill down on this first before I even start getting to X, Y, and Z?
Definitely the defensive front. You know, and it was just with the style of ball we wanted to play on defense with the schematic change, but also going from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. You know, it was all about the front seven and trying to get that as big and physical as possible, because when you can win up front, a lot of stuff behind the front will take care of itself.
So it's interesting now as we move into this season. The one thing last year, and I was at all your home games, and I'm a huge USC fan. The losses were so hard, they were so tough, they were so close. Is there something that you've taken from that, and something that your players have taken from that?
Absolutely. So you go back and you look at all those games, and first off, it starts with the coaching staff, starting with me. You know, are we putting them in the correct call for those situations? And then it's going down to the players, you know, just really just doing the small things right. And when we get in moments like that, just don't do anything different than you've done all game. If all 11 guys just do their job, a lot of times we're going to like the end result. And I just think that there were times where we could have put them in better positions, and then there were times where guys felt like, you know what, I need to do this instead of doing what I'm supposed to do.
You mentioned the transition to the Big Ten, and obviously you have time as well with UCLA. Like, what are some of the biggest differences you notice from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten and where SC is right now?
Well, in the Pac-12, you know, you're going to have a couple fistfights a year. You know, you're going to play Utah, but then you might have 2 or 3 weeks of spread finesse ball before you have your next fistfight against Oregon State. And then you're going to have another 2 or 3 weeks of spread ball before you play Arizona. Whereas in the Big Ten, you know, it's going to be a fistfight every single week. It doesn't matter if you're playing Ohio State down to Northwestern. Every single team in the Big Ten, they're big up front, they're physical up front, and they all have the ability to control the ball on the ground. So you don't just need, you know, good starters. You need Big Ten depth, because you need to rotate your guys more, and you need guys that can sustain and last throughout the course of the entire year.
Your dad's a terrific coach here, of course, for the Chargers, and I thought, you know, well, I thought he got a raw deal myself.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the most valuable lesson you took from your father in his coaching career?
I used to go to work with him all the time, and, the best way I can explain it was I just sat back and I just observed. I just got a chance to watch him interact with the staff, interact with his players, how he handled adversity. And I just think that there's things that pop up now for me on a daily basis, and how I respond or how I react to those things a lot of times comes back to how I saw my dad do it.
Can you name a keep an eye on this guy member of the defense that if USC fans either are not familiar with him, haven't seen as much of him, keep an eye on this guy?
I don't like singling out guys, 'cause I like talking about the group, but if I had to pick one guy, I'm going to say Devin Tompkins. He's a guy up front from the time I got here to now. He's probably our most improved player on defense. He had an outstanding spring. He played very well for us this past fall, but we're all just super excited just seeing the growth and the development he's had this offseason and how that's going to translate in the fall.
I've been looking pretty closely at not this year's recruiting class, next year's recruiting class, the 2026 class, which is right now ranked number one in the country. Tell me what your role has been and how that class has come together.
I mean, this class is going to be a special class, and I know that, everyone's advertising and that it's the number one recruiting class in the country, and I don't really get caught up in where we're ranked. I just want the right kids, from what they can do on the field, but then who are they off the field? And I feel like with the new GM, Chad, and the scouting department being aligned with the coaching staff, we've been able to go after not just in talent, but going after the right type of kids that we want in this program. And, you look at every single kid in that class. These are all kids that, you're super excited to coach, and this is why you come to SC to coach kids like the kids in that class.
How much has recruiting changed, like when you're doing it right now in the world of recruiting versus back in the day, like when you were being recruited or just early on, stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like I have a slight advantage just because I haven't coached in college that long, so I'm just adapting. But going back to when I was a player getting recruited, it's changed a lot. When I was a player, it really came down to your family, your high school coach, and then you guys made that choice. Now you're dealing with agents, you're dealing with 7-on-7 coaches. Kids are taking a lot more trips earlier. So by the time a kid takes a trip to you in junior year, he's been to 30 other schools all across the country. So they're just exposed to a lot more, which makes it way more competitive.
In your mind, what is going to make a successful season for USC this year?
Improvement. We have the same goal this year that we had this past year. Let's be better next year than we were the year before. Only way to do that is to be better today than we were yesterday. So we just try to take it in day by day, and we know that if we just keep that approach every single day, at the end of the year, we're going to like where we're at.
All right, man. Hey, listen, we're going to send you a Lionel Richie album so you know a little bit of his past and some of his
Start
music.
With the greatest hits.
Start with the greatest hits, and we'll go. Maybe you'll do some dancing on the ceiling, and we'll be all set. Hey, listen,
I appreciate that.
Coach, we appreciate you coming on. Super excited about this year, and I'll see you out at the Coliseum, man.
Fight on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
There's Coach Danton Lynn. And, somebody mentioned he's a little younger than me.
A little bit.
He's 35? Are you kidding me?
Barely older than Cash.
35? Yes, he is. Our two youngest callers today have been Cash and Danton Lynn.
Honestly, he's younger than I am.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And,
Crazy.
I don't think people realize how much better. First of all, what he did for UCLA was just extraordinary. I mean, they went from, ranked 87th nationally to 10th nationally. And last year with USC, he cut opponent scoring from 34 points to 24 points a game. They ranked 21 nationally and second in the Big Ten.
Here's something I noticed about him, because, if you really want to start improving, you got to get drilled down on details, specifics. We asked him a lot of very wide-ranging questions.
Yeah.
He had very specific answers to everything.
Except the Lionel Richie question.
Well, I mean, that is, I think, to be fair to Coach Lynn, it's a little bit outside his wheelhouse.
Well, I mean, it's, you
I
know.
mean, if he doesn't know Lionel Richie, he can't make it up.
He cannot make it up.
All night long.
All night long is right. All right, coming up next for you. I don't know what's coming up next, Laura. The clock is all screwed up.
It's okay.
We went long. Are we going to?
We will have another segment, and then we'll do what's up.
Okay, that's on air producing.
Yes.
All right, so coming up next, we'll circle back to. Actually, no. Let's talk last night's game. The Oklahoma City Indiana game, which is now forced to Game 7 because Indiana steamrolled them last night. In the meantime, hey, it's Friday. Before you start your weekend, I want to hit you with this message from one of Jacob Emrani's newest billboards. Don't just exist, live. Too many people go through life just surviving, trying to get by, especially after they've been injured or wronged. But Jacob wants you to thrive. That's why he takes on every case like it is personal. Whether you were hit by a car, injured as a pedestrian, rideshare accident, Uber, Lyft, whatever that happens to be, Jacob and his team know how to fight and know how to win. They've recovered millions for injured clients. They handle everything from appointments and calls to paperwork. You can go on living your life. Don't settle for loss. Don't settle for less. Don't just exist. Live with Jacob on your side. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Don't forget, proud partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. And follow Jacob on social media where the inspiration doesn't stop at the billboard. You can follow him at call.jacob. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And now we have a Game 7.
Sunday.
Coverage tips at 4 p.m. Who will hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy? Thunder, Pacers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN, thanks to Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. And Chumba Casino. And Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Sunday.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
Goal! Oh, well. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a portable 9-band radio with flashlight when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. The 23rd.
Number 2.
Drew Baldridge, July 24th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're lighting up the sky at the Summer Bash. Celebrate the start of summer with a dazzling fireworks display. The 27th at 9 p.m.
Morongo, good times.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RADIO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RADIO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the next phase in my therapeutic work.
Nicole Kidman returns for the Hulu original 9 Perfect Strangers Season 2.
Breathe in, breathe out.
This is safe?
We take you back to a core trauma. Breathe in, breathe out.
She is manipulating us.
Breathe in, breathe out. Why are you resisting?
Is it too late to get a refund? The all-new season of 9 Perfect Strangers is now streaming on Hulu and Disney+. New episodes Wednesdays.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here.
Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
All right, so this song came out
1981.
81.
Stars on 45.
There you go. Stars on 45. I don't even remember this. Let's ask Danton Lynn. Call him back.
He's going to be like, I wasn't even thought of.
Danton, Ella Fitzgerald, tell me.
That's a little bit before my time, Steve.
Yes.
It's a little bit before my time.
Before all of us, yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, last night the Oklahoma City Thunder successfully rolled over and played dead. And now there's a Game 7 at OKC on Sunday. You'll hear the game right here on 710 ESPN and on the ESPN LA app. One of the highlights of last night was Pascal Siakam posterizing Jalen Williams. And this is the Mike Breen call, and then we got some other calls to this. It was a very cool, flashy pass from Halliburton, who kind of turned and no-looked it.
Jalen Williams, 16 points, throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross-court, Siakam for the slam!
So there's Mike Breen. Now, as always, the games are described in many different languages, and we have chosen 2 of them. So let's start out with the same play as called in Portuguese.
Pontos de vantagem. Halliburton tenta roubar, rouba a bola, faz o passe com Siakam! Pascal! Siakam bota alguém, Bridgefield, House abaixo!
Now, our guys never get that worked up.
No.
Like, no, I've never heard an American broadcaster get that worked up on a play.
Only the guy that does the Hornets.
Yeah, that guy.
Diddly-do. Sometimes that guy goes a little crazy.
This was the basketball equivalent of goal.
It absolutely
the way
was.
He called it.
I don't care.
Meanwall,
actually, that was pretty fired
good.
up.
Yeah, that was
pretty
that.
fired
You're
up.
right. That's absolutely fired up.
I needed to hit that.
I don't care.
It's a good one. So, and the game was on in Korea. And that's the way this went. That's how the play went down there. I mean, that they are really, really going for it.
I mean, look at the way Korean baseball is played.
Yeah.
With so much more flair than American baseball. So it's all just culturally, everybody adds a little extra.
Right.
In Korea.
And there was a lot of extra there. I would imagine the Portuguese call is not necessarily for Portugal, but for Brazil.
Could be. I mean, it could be for both.
Could be for both. How many different countries are broadcasting the NBA
They
Finals?
tell us this all the time. At
Do
some
they?
point during the series, they
They
will
say
mention,
how many?
Yeah, they do. They want to make sure everybody knows this is worldwide.
Okay. Well, it's definitely worldwide. We got Portugal. We got Brazil. We got South Korea. We got it covered.
Why do you think that is, though? Like, because even, like you guys said, any other language, like in Spanish, or it just seems like there's more intensity.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. Our guys are more laid back than that.
Okay, an AI search that I just saw.
Yeah.
Or I did a Google search. You get the AI interview.
Yeah.
AI overview.
Yeah.
And one of them said the NBA Finals are broadcast in 215 countries and territories, 47 languages, according to NBA Communications. But under that, it says the NBA says the finals are broadcast in 214 countries, but there, parentheses, arguably aren't that many on Earth.
Well, it's, a little, what do they call that? Puffery?
Well,
puffery?
And of course, there's a Reddit thread on this.
Of course there is.
There's a Reddit thread for everything.
For everything. All right, we're going to do some What's Up Fool coming up next. Brian's got stuff. Laura's got stuff. Hey, did you know that Goodwill Southern California is more than just amazing thrift finds? They are transforming lives with job training and career placement and support services for veterans, youth, and individuals overcoming barriers to employment. Every donation and purchase fuels these life-changing programs, so the next time you donate or shop, you're not just decluttering, you're empowering someone's future. For more information on how you can help, go to powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. That's powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. Brought to you by GSC Verizon Skill Forward. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
New era, same home.
This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
The Lake Show have a new ownership group led by Mark Walter.
And 710 ESPN had plenty to say.
I mean, is it fair to say maybe some of the biggest news in decades here in LA?
It was breaking news that shook the sports world.
The Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter.
But one thing remains the same.
The heart of every Lakers fan beats through 710 ESPN.
Oh my God, guys. What a day in Lakerland.
From shock to excitement.
From questions to confidence.
This now puts the Lakers in every conversation. Yeah. Now there isn't a player they can't afford.
The reaction started right here on 710 ESPN.
This is awesome. New era for the purple and gold. Same home for the Los Angeles Lakers.
710 ESPN.
30 years ago, Wu-Tang Clan changed hip-hop forever. Now, it's time for the final chamber. Live in Los Angeles, Wu-Tang Clan, together, live on stage, the beginning of their final tour. Live this Sunday at Crypto.com Arena with Run the Jewels. Get tickets now at WuTangClan.com. Wu-Tang Forever, the final chamber. Produced by AEG Presents.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
All right.
Okay, so I watched this 13-minute video here before the show. John Boy Media put out their first two-part. It's going to be two parts. But the first part of the Padres and Dodgers kind of scuffling, all this stuff. So the first part is from the previous few games, has nothing from last night's game.
Okay.
But the thing that I thought was pretty interesting, and Dave Roberts had some comments after one of these games about this, but the whole video, a majority of the video is Roberts going at the umps, and especially the quote-unquote young ump.
Okay.
Saying these new umps have no feel for the game, they don't know how to judge the game in time, and pretty much used the term "you have no feel" handful of times.
Okay.
And even referred to this guy as the new umpire. John Boy went and said, "Oh, this guy's actually Tripp Gibson, been in the league for 14 years."
Yeah, that's right.
So
That's right.
Not necessarily.
He's also
new.
the guy that screwed up that call on Max Muncy, the interference call a few weeks back.
So what do you think about his take on just the umpires nowadays have no feel for the game? That they don't have the same, like, it's baseball feel that's just part of the game?
You know, Dave is he's such a lifer, right? Dave Roberts is a lifer. Player, coach, manager, years now. I think that there is something to be said for sort of being in the game for a long time. It has a rhythm. It's got a feel. I tend to think if you are going town to town umpiring games, you've got to have a feel. You've got to develop a feel. I don't think this is necessarily a thing. This guy is umpiring, whether 150 games a year for 12 years now, you got to have a feel.
I mean,
he didn't have a feel last night.
I would be lying if I said I am familiar with this guy's career umping, but those comments could also just equal, I didn't like your calls in this game.
Right, exactly.
Like I don't like your work. That's really what I think a lot of this may just come down to.
Yeah.
What's up, Foo?
Oh, I will say, though, if you have the chance, 13 minutes, watch the whole video.
The John Boy video?
Yeah, John Boy
definitely
video.
will.
It is amazing.
Definitely will.
They do good stuff.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So I saw a tweet that said the Phoenix Suns reportedly had multiple fistfights in the locker room this past season, according to Boogie Cousins, which he was on running back on FanDuel. And Kevin Durant didn't take nicely to this. He went to Twitter and said, I had to contest this 94-footer. He said, this is some bull bleep to throw on us. Yeah. We were trash this year. Ha, ha, ha. But we never got close to this. Never. So my question is, we heard a lot of things about the Suns.
Sure.
Do you guys believe that there might have been fistfights in the locker room?
Well, no. You don't believe so?
No, that team was too apathetic to fight.
Oh, you think they were?
I don't think they cared enough to actually fight.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, that's actually probably pretty fair. They were the most lethargic. They had all that talent, so lethargic and unmotivated. And I just felt like, and this has happened now with Durant in a couple of stops where, Brooklyn, everybody just quit.
Plus, look at the guys in that locker room. When is the last time you've seen Durant get into a fight?
Right.
Beal get into a fight. Booker get into a fight. Down the line.
And by the way, in an age where we know when Jordan Poole gets punched in a video of it,
yes,
there's no way we wouldn't have really hard facts and evidence that there was a fist fight.
Opponents want to fight Grayson Allen all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's annoying. But I don't picture this team even being interested enough in the season to fight.
Right. Yeah, boy, that's just... And I heard this morning on the Get Up, they said it may be in the next 24 hours that Kevin Durant gets traded. That it's coming down right any minute. So we'll let you know if it does. Where do you think he's going to wind up?
Top of my head, I'm going to say Houston.
I think he's going to Miami.
That makes no sense.
I think they're going to try to pair Bam, Hero, and Durant and make a run at it.
I saw Sham's face when they were talking about it. I think he's going to San Antonio.
You think San Antonio?
Yeah,
all right.
Right.
We've covered all our bases. One of us is going to be right.
What's up, Foo?
I want to get your take. Something that happened. Rafael Devers getting traded to the Giants.
Yep.
They're kind of come out during the press conference. He said, there's men in charge here, so I will play wherever they ask me to. This is after the whole ordeal in the offseason. You're kicking me off at third base.
Yep.
I'm not going to play first base.
Yep.
That first baseman goes down. You told me not to bring a glove, so I'm not going to do it. So apparently Buster Olney has come out and said that other MLB teams are appalled and outright disgusted about how Rafael Devers handled the Red Sox situation.
How he handled it,
kind of, forcing his hand out of there. So my question is there a problem the way you think he handled it of, not respecting the Red Sox wishes to now, I'll do anything for you, Giants?
I think Rafael Devers really screwed this up. Really screwed it up. I mean, he's an elite player. He's an elite hitter. He's probably one of the best 10 hitters in the game. But they signed Alex Bregman. You moved to DH. If your team needs you to go to first base, like their first baseman went down, you go. Because you're doing what is in the best interest of the organization and your teammates. That's why he's out of there. And by the way, as you pointed out, they've got Chapman on third base in San Francisco, so he's not playing third base there either. And now he's like, I'm a good soldier. I think he just really wanted out of there badly.
Two things. First of all, if Devers ends up helping the Giants, and this all began with Bregman ending up with Boston, this will be the second time that Bregman screws the Dodgers. Because with the Astros,
and now with this, and now this.
Right, so
damn you, Bregman.
Bregman's been a problem. Secondly, this reminds me so much of every team Jimmy Butler's ever played for. He ends up unhappy with his situation. He forces his way out through a combination of making everybody uncomfortable and, frankly, unprofessionalism. Shows up at his new place, super excited. I'm going to do whatever. I love this atmosphere. These guys understand winning. Then he burns that bridge. New place, same cycle. This is Devers, but in baseball.
Yeah, I think Devers handled it terribly. But if I was the Red Sox, there's no way I'm trading him. I just signed him to a 10-year, gigantic contract. He's the cornerstone of my franchise moving forward. And yes, he's difficult. And yes, he bridled at the idea of going to first base. But you don't deal him away when he is going to be, he's very much your player of the future. He's your guy who's going to carry you forward. I just think you got to kowtow to players sometimes. And in this case, I think Devers handled it terribly, but the Red Sox should have cleaned it up.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So today we have a few dope holidays.
Excellent.
It's the first day of summer, so there's the first one.
First day of summer!
Which I love, and I will have a question for you there. But it's also National Seashell Day, National Flip-Flop Day, National Ice Cream Soda Day, which I'm not a fan of, and National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
Okay.
So going back to the first day of summer, what is one summer tradition you must do every summer?
Okay, so I will tell you, we didn't do this here, but when I was working at both in Toledo and New York, on the first day of summer, we hooked up with an ice cream company, and we gave out free ice creams to everybody in honor of the first day of summer. I think that's actually a really cool bit.
That is cool. Imagine like the paletero, like the little carts.
Yeah.
The street vendors. We should have like a Mason and Ireland one and push it and give out free ice
yeah,
cream.
absolutely.
Come
on.
on.
That's really
Social
cool.
team
That's
and marketing
really,
team,
really
let's
fun.
get it together.
I'm not even worried about my own traditions in the summer. I just want to be a part of starting that tradition moving forward. That's
free ice cream.
I got good ideas sometimes,
Free ice cream on the first day of summer. I'm all for that. What were the other days? Anything else?
It was Seashell Day, National Flip-Flop Day. We should have all came in flip-flops today.
Should have.
Emily's
Although
worst nightmare.
I'm a slides person. I'm not
I'm
a flip-flops person.
I have slides on today. So.
Brian, are you slides or flip-flop?
I grew up in San Diego, very much a flip-flop person.
What about you, Andy?
I don't own a pair of slides.
Yeah, I only wear slides.
Slides are the best.
Yeah,
I have flip-flops, and I feel weird
You know what
now.
slides I've got is I see them now commercials for them. OOFOS, OOFOS.
Those are super popular.
They are really great slides.
I got Adidas because I don't like mixing up brands. I find it weird, like when people have Adidas and Nike or.
Do you really?
Yeah, I find that so weird. So like my hat's Adidas, so my slides and my socks are Adidas.
Interesting.
I don't like mixing of brands.
Sounds
It's
a
weird.
little OCD.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one more here?
Foo?
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah, I got another one here for you. So yesterday, the trailer came out for Deliver Me From Nowhere. It's going to be a biopic about Bruce Springsteen.
I know!
Making the album Nebraska.
The cast of it, so Bruce is going to be played by Jeremy Allen White.
Who does his own singing.
That was my question here. Do you think it'll be as big of a phenomenon as Chalamet was with Bob Dylan? Because he killed that, doing his own singing and all that stuff. What do you expect here from Jeremy Allen White?
I think it's going to be huge. I looked at the trailer. He's totally convincing as Springsteen. Like if you were to say pick anybody in the world to play Springsteen, Jeremy Allen White is the right guy. The vocals, and there aren't a lot of them in the trailer, but the vocals sound really, really good. And people love a good music biopic. You've got. What?
I'm just thinking about how all of these different artists like Springsteen and Dylan and all of them sold their catalogs for like $500 million, things like that. Now I'm wondering how many of those companies that own the catalog are connected to the studio that's putting
so they
out the
wind
movie?
up. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. But I mean, people love, obviously Chalamet I thought was unbelievable.
He was really good.
as Dylan. I'm very high on the Springsteen one. I'm a huge Springsteen guy. Have you seen Springsteen?
Never.
He's awesome. He is awesome. I saw him play for 4 hours at the Meadowlands.
He is known for the long shows.
Yeah, he does. He keeps going. Taron Egerton played Elton John, I think. And Freddie Mercury was played by Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
People love these biopics, so I have a feeling this is going to be a really big one, too.
Could be. I mean, what I do like about it is that it drills down on a very specific part.
Yes.
I don't like the cradle to grave
I don't either.
biographies. Like, they end up, to me, too sweeping, and you never really get to know any one thing about
but
that guy.
But a slice of somebody's life.
That's the way they did it with the Dylan movie.
The Dylan movie, yeah.
It's a very specific part of his life.
Yep. All right, thank you very much. Great What's Up, Fool? We got 1 hour to go here. Not that I'm counting.
It's okay. You are going on vacation. I would be counting too. I'm not lying.
Not that I'm counting.
Yeah.
So I threw this out on Twitter, and I really want to know your answer next, Andy. Okay. I've downloaded a bunch of shows for a long flight, and I want to know what I should watch. Okay. I'll tell you what they are next. Plus, I got a little other multiple choice thing to throw at you. In the meantime, Laura, what do you got there?
All right. Want to play in the ESPN LA second annual listeners game? Visit ESPNLA.com now for your chance to secure a roster spot. Don't miss the chance to play for either Team Travis or Team DeMarco. Visit ESPNLA.com today. That's ESPNLA.com. Thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
We may get some news today.
If it breaks,
it'll be one of the
it'll be the biggest story of 2025.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, if it breaks.
The Bus family is passing the Showtime torch.
And, with Mark Walter as our owner and everything that's backing with what he did to the Dodgers, I'm all for turning the Lakers into an evil empire. I'm down for that.
The home of the Lakers, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Next Gen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. And for a limited time, Next Gen is offering $500 off any whole home water purification system. You may not know it, but our water here in SoCal contains pesticides, lead, forever chemicals, chlorine, and more. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. CSLB number 1011173. Next Gen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN.
Go! Oh, well. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a portable 9-band radio with flashlight when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. The 23rd.
Number 2.
Drew Baldridge, July 24th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're lighting up the sky at the Summer Bash. Celebrate the start of summer with a dazzling fireworks display. The 27th at 9 p.m.
Morongo, good times.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is Lisa and Cult Jam. This was a big hit when I was a DJ. I never really liked the song. But on this date in
1987.
87. Oh, God. Year I graduated college. 87.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I know. Neither was Danton
No,
Lynn.
he was not.
Danton Lynn.
I don't even
Or
know
Brian.
if Cash's parents were born.
How old
then.
are you, Brian?
31.
Okay, so you're a little younger than Danton Lynn.
Yes.
And I'm a little older than him.
Just a little bit.
Little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going on a long flight tomorrow, and I have downloaded a whole bunch of shows, and I've got no idea what to start with. So here are the shows. I tweeted this out. Murderbot. Do you know that one?
Yes.
It's on Apple. It
it's
stars Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah, isn't it almost like a comedic RoboCop type thing?
It's a sci-fi thing, but
I've heard it's funny.
Stick. Have you watched any of Stick? This is the Owen Wilson show.
No interest.
I thought it was pretty good. I kind of liked it. Brian, you didn't like it?
I watched the first episode. I have to go back because I
It's
don't know.
a
It kind of
little
lost me.
schmaltzy.
It looks super
Yeah,
schmaltzy.
it looks schmaltzy. Animal Kingdom, which I never did watch. I downloaded season 1.
I watched the first season of Animal Kingdom in real time. It's a remake or a television adaptation of a really good movie. Australian movie. The first season was great.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of forgot to keep watching
Okay.
it. But I recommend it.
New one on Netflix called The Survivors. New one on Netflix called Department Q.
I've heard that's
I've
good.
downloaded everything.
I've heard that's good.
The Residents on Netflix. Have you seen that one?
What is that?
That's the one about the death. There's a death in the White House, and they're trying to figure out who did it. It's kind of like Knives
I did see
Out.
that. That was actually pretty good.
It's
Like
you
a
watch
murder
that one?
mystery.
Yeah,
I did.
murder
yeah,
mystery.
I was going to say,
good.
so it's basically the Hulu series that just came out with Sterling K. Brown?
Yes, it is. Well, except it's not the end of the world.
Right, but Death in the White House.
Death in the White House, yeah. And then the one that everybody on Twitter is telling me I should watch, Andor.
The Star Wars people love Andor.
People love Andor.
They love it.
So I think I am going to start with Andor because a whole bunch of people said that's where to start.
Have you guys watched the show Ginny and Georgia on Netflix?
No, I know it's the #1 streaming show on Netflix right now. Is it good? What's it about?
So it's about a young mother, has
Mhm.
2 kids, and she's pretty much murdered like her exes,
Okay.
and she's inherited wealth. And then you kind of see her go through, like, the first season is like her coming to like this new town, and it's very like polished, very different. Then she kind of, finesses her way into the mayorship, like getting into the mayor.
Okay.
So it's a very interesting show. I liked it.
I
It's
have
like
not
3 seasons out.
seen it, so I can't recommend it, but I've heard The Better Sister is really good.
I did watch Better Sisters.
Was it good?
Is it
Yeah,
good?
it's excellent. It's an excellent series, yeah. By the way, NBA playoffs going on, the draft, free agency, obviously the sale of the Lakers to Mark Walter. We are covering every moment of this, the biggest offseason in Lakers history, and we got your dose of what's next, thanks to Pro Baller, official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, so Dave McMenamin, who joined us a little bit earlier, was talking about the sale of the Lakers from the Buss family to Mark Walter. And we talked a little bit about the fact that Rob Pelinka is sort of like the decider. He's the decider. He's the guy he is the front office for all intents and purposes. The Dodgers, and I went through this yesterday, they got like 46 vice presidents in charge of player or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that the Lakers are going to become that fat with management, but I think there are going to be other voices in the room, other smart guys from other organizations that will fill out that room. Dave McMenamin, in his article, wrote this. Who is their Andrew Friedman? Is it Bob Myers? Is it Messiah Jury? Is it Sam Presti? I don't want to put those words in Dave's mouth. A league source asked that. So if you were given a choice between Bob Myers, Messiah Jury, and Sam Presti, what would be the direction of that you would want to go?
So assuming all 3 would say yes.
Correct. All 3 say yes.
Sam Presti.
Sam Presti?
I think Sam Presti is the best exec in this league by a pretty wide margin.
Okay, so here's what I'll say about him. I think, I'm glad you came to this conclusion, he is Andrew Friedman. Andrew Friedman came from Tampa. They were finding ways to win despite a lack of resources. Sam Presti, finding ways to win, doesn't have the resources certainly that Mark Walter does. He's the guy that does make sense. It's like we always said, Andrew Friedman with a budget at the Dodgers is dangerous. Sam Presti with a whole bunch of money behind him, probably very dangerous.
I mean, look, I could picture Sam Presti saying, I like my situation. I don't want to leave, just because he's got something set up
He does.
that should be really good for a
Although,
while.
don't you think they're going to have to sign these guys, and that's going to squeeze out somebody like Lou Dort? They're not going to be able to keep that whole group
They're
together.
not going to be able to keep the whole group together, but if you can keep the core together, and you've got a zillion draft picks to keep finding the next Lou Dort, to find your next Cason Wallace, guys like that, and you're somebody like Presti who's good at identifying an Isaiah Hartenstein, or really recognizing the value of Alex Caruso, drafting Aaron Wiggins in the 2nd round. And I'm sure if it's a matter of money, OKC will pay Presti. They're going to pay him. Wouldn't shock me if, given the news with the Lakers, we start hearing rumblings about Presti getting an extension. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea where he is in his...
And by the way, I think all this is probably down the line. I don't think this is immediate. I don't think this is this summer. Remember, Mark Walter stuck with Ned Coletti for 2 years before transitioning to Andrew Friedman. So I don't think anything's going to happen right away. And by the way, Rob Pelinka could be running the whole organization for all I know.
Here's what I would say with, like, Pelinka. Even if you think Rob Pelinka is incredible at his job, like underrated at his job, not appreciated enough, it is still too big of a job for essentially one person to do. Like, he needs an infrastructure, even if you think Rob isn't the problem.
Right.
Because nobody can do this by themselves.
Yeah, no, it's a huge job. All right, let's play another multiple choice game. I am looking at an article from Lakers Daily. Do you know Lakers Daily?
Yeah.
Okay. So they made a list of potential big men for the Lakers, and they put them all together in one spot. So it's really great. So I'm gonna give you the name, and you tell me if they fit and the odds of it happening. Okay. Number 1, Jakob Poeltl, who is in Toronto, who I think is pretty good.
He's pretty good. I don't think he is a great fit for what it seems like both Luka wants in a center and the way JJ likes to play. He's good. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like 5.5, 6.
5.5, 6.
Yeah.
I would give it a little bit better than that. I like Jakob Poeltl. Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, this is pie in the sky. Yeah. I think he's the very best possible candidate. If I were to say, get any big man that's available, it would be Jaren Jackson Jr.
Here's what's interesting about Jaren Jackson Jr. He may be the best player as far as any center that you could even sort of talk yourself into being available. And for what it's worth, I would put the availability scale at about a 2.
Yeah.
But he's not, again, like a perfect fit for what it seems like Luka wants, for it seems like some of what JJ wants. That being said, I'd still put him at a 7 to 8 minimum. He's really good.
So you would put him at
7 or 8 fit. 7 or 8, I'd want him.
Yeah, I at 10. I'm a 10.
Okay.
I love Jaren Jackson Jr.
He's really good.
Walker Kessler, who we've talked about. He's in Utah. He's 24 years old.
Putting the availability at 0.
Led the league in offensive rebounds last year.
That guy's
never
available.
bought it.
I'd put his actual fit 7 to 8 minimum.
Stay on that Utah roster. John Collins.
Unless the Lakers make some other moves, I consider Collins like 2 as a fit.
I think he's okay.
Well, they've got a million guys who play the 4.
Right.
Like, they don't need another guy doing that.
Nick Claxton.
I consider Nick Claxton in a lot of ways about, 7 to 8 in terms of gettability.
I think he's pretty ideal.
And he's super ideal, like a combination of what it seems like Luka wants. He's switchable enough, I think, to play with a lot of what JJ wants. He's cost-controlled for the next few years. So for the time being, you know exactly what you're going to be paying for him through 2028. So let's just say the Nets try to leverage a lot from the Lakers. Unlike someone like Daniel Gafford, you won't necessarily have to overpay twice.
Okay, so that's a good question. Can you get Nick Claxton or Daniel Gafford without giving up Austin Reeves?
You should be able to.
You should be able to. I agree.
I don't think either one of them, particularly Gafford, is worth Austin Reeves.
What do you think of Robert Williams III? He is a big man.
Pure skill set. Love him. He's always hurt.
Brook Lopez, I think, he'd be good.
I don't love it.
It's kind of pie in the sky because they're, at least at this moment, I think they just have that $4.5 million veterans exception, right?
It's about 5.5, something like that. It's a little under $6 million. I don't love Brook Lopez as a starting center, maybe as a backup, but if Milwaukee wants to keep him at all, the Lakers are not going to be able to outbid them.
I think the emergency break glass guy is Clint Capella.
Here's what I love about Clint Capella, because he's lost his starting job in Atlanta.
Yep.
If Capella wants to have like a 1-year situation where he can get a lot of time and reestablish his value to go back into free agency the following year, the Lakers are going to offer him time. You're going to get, whether he starts or comes off the bench, Clint Capella will get minutes.
Yes, he will.
And so
he's okay. He's not who he used to be, but he's okay.
Well, a lot of this again comes
and he
down
may
to,
take the 5.
Does Atlanta want to keep him? Because if Atlanta wanted to keep him, again, Lakers are too easily outbid.
Right. All right, those are some names. I thought we'd do a little multiple choice there. Try that out. Coming up next for you. Oh God, last night Dodgers. I mean, it was such a wild finish, and Shohei Ohtani at the end of this series has been deliberately hit twice. What are the ramifications of that? We will do it coming up next for you. In the meantime, ESPN LA 710 and Children's Dental Fun Zone present The T-Ball Tee-Off, part of ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday Night, happening July the 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Kids ages 7 to 12 can swing big, be part of the All-Star action. Sign up now at ESPNLA.com. Click on the T-Ball Tee-Off card and find your designated age group. Children's Dental Fun Zone, sparkling smiles and happy kids. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
New era, same home.
This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
The Lake Show have a new ownership group led by Mark Walter.
And 710 ESPN had plenty to say.
I mean, is it fair to say maybe some of the biggest news in decades here in LA?
It was breaking news that shook the sports world.
The Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter.
But one thing remains the same.
The heart of every Lakers fan beats through 710 ESPN.
Oh my God, guys. What a day in Lakerland.
From shock to excitement.
From questions to confidence.
This now puts the Lakers in every conversation. Now there isn't a player they can't afford.
The reaction started right here on 710 ESPN.
This is awesome. New era for the purple and gold. Same home for the Los Angeles Lakers.
710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
This is the Doctor in the Dugout with Dr. Alan Byer, presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
I'm often asked about people who suffer their first back injury, think they've pulled a muscle in their back, and they don't stretch enough as far as their back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
For over 20 years, Purple Wave Auction has been the trusted leader in online auctions, offering the easiest way to buy and sell equipment. From bulldozers to backhoes and combines to cranes, we host multiple weekly auctions in construction, ag, and fleet equipment. With our no reserve format and sell where it sits approach, you can bid on local equipment without waiting for far-off auction dates. Get registered for free and start bidding today at purplewave.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
No. Now, whenever
Summertime. Today,
First day of
summer.
summer.
First day of summer thing. No, now whenever I hear a song, I'm like, oh, must have come out on this day in some year.
We got him conditioned, Brian.
First day of summer. First day of summer. So, the Pope Leo, we got a new Pope. He's from Chicago.
Oh, I'm going.
You're going to, going to Chicago. They had a big thing at Comiskey Park this last week where they played a 7-minute message from the Pope, and they had a big ceremony and stuff. And, you can tell that the Pope is a White Sox fan. He sent out a tweet. And you know what? If you're a Padres fan, I think this probably also works for you. This is what the Pope tweeted. In our competitive society, where it seems that only the strong and winners deserve to live, sport teaches us how to lose. It forces us in learning the art of losing to confront our fragility, our limitations, and our imperfections. That is a White Sox fan.
It really is.
And as of today, that can also be a Padres fan. You could add, in addition to confront fragility and limitations, it's how about control your emotions? That's what the Padres need to do, is control their emotions. Last night was another instance where the Padres deliberately hit the biggest star in Major League Baseball, Shohei Ohtani, and Roberto Suarez did not hit him in the wallet, in the thigh, the way Randy Vasquez did. Went really high on him, above the numbers. To me, this is completely unconscionable, and Suarez should be suspended for some period. I don't know how long, but he should be suspended.
I think he will be suspended. I think Schild's likely going to get suspended. I think Dave Roberts is likely going to get suspended because he shoved another manager.
He did.
And, baseball's going to
Bumped him. I would call bump, not shove.
Well, either way, it's
But I'm a Dodgers fan. Don't you think bump? Incidentally bumped?
Yeah, bumped.
Yeah, bumped.
I mean, look.
Schild.
He tapped just a little bit.
Just tap.
Poked.
Poke. Yeah,
Poked.
just a little nudge.
He tripped.
He tripped. Exactly. He tripped
You
a
were
little over
trying
the turf.
so hard, Mace, to sell
Earlier
that.
today, I'm like, I think
that.
he tripped on the turf, and then
Yeah.
we went back and looked
And
at
he
it. It's
didn't.
like he
No.
He didn't.
He's old,
He had
but
his
he's
feet
not tripping.
planted. He knew exactly what he was doing.
So last night, Fernando Tatis, who has already been hit twice in the series, I would argue was not hit intentionally. And yet it sparked up this crazy situation where both Schilt and Roberts were ejected from the game. And afterwards, this is what Dave said about Tatis getting hit by that pitch.
Obviously, the arm side miss to Iglesias, walks in a run, and then he hits Tatis with an arm side fastball. Obviously, I think anyone knows there was no intent. And I think even, Mike speaking the other day, talking about intent versus no intent. And so I think that anyone understands that there was no intent there. And even by my reaction, I didn't feel good about Tatis, a great player, good guy, getting hit. I didn't feel good about it. And so as he comes out and he's yelling at me and staring me down, that bothers me because, to be quite frank, that's the last thing I wanted. I'm taking starters out of the game and, trying to, get this game over and get this kid a couple innings. And so that's why I felt, I took that personal because I understand the game and know that I understand it doesn't feel good to get hit, but understand, again, intent versus clearly no intent.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Little is making his major league debut. On his list of to-dos, it does not include hit Fernando Tatis.
I can promise you Jack Little is not already so swept up in Dodgers Padres that he's looking to get in on the action and hit Tatis. Contextually, where they were in the game, down 5-0 in the ninth, but also they've won the series.
Yeah.
They know that this team will retaliate. It makes zero sense to start something up in a game that had otherwise been pretty mild and pretty uneventful. It would make no sense to actually start this thing up with Ohtani coming up to bat. There was another really, I think, important, frankly, juicy part of what Dave said in talking about this situation.
Okay.
He said, quote, "Because I understand the game, and I understand it doesn't feel good to get hit." And I think what Dave Roberts is saying there is, I played the game. I've been in that batter's box. I know what it means to be on the receiving end of this.
Sure.
I know what it means to start all these things up, and you, Schilt, didn't. And frankly, like, to quote the Big Lebowski, you're out of your element, Donnie.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand what the hell's going on, and that's why you fly off the handle with everything, because you're out of your element.
Here is Schilt after the game.
But after a while, enough's enough. And, intentional, unintentional, the fact of the matter is it's, took exception with it. And I'm responsible for my actions. And I recognize that one of the few times that, I'm going to instill myself in the game.
So now he says, apologize for my actions. To me, he's saying, I apologize that I told Roberto Suarez to go out there and drill Shohei.
I mean, first of all, like, it's not the first time you've instilled yourself into a game. It's like the second or third time in this series that you've done it. Secondly, like, enough is enough of what?
Yeah.
Like,
well, there were a bunch. I mean, Pages was hit twice. Let's see.
But I mean,
Iglesias hit once. Tatis hit twice.
But in this game,
yeah,
like, and Tatis was hit twice, but I think he's even acknowledging, I know it wasn't on purpose.
Yes.
Then enough is enough of what?
Yeah,
like,
he knows it wasn't. He said, the intentionality's not there.
Enough is enough of totally inexperienced pitchers accidentally hitting one of my guys when a ball gets away from him. Like, enough is enough of what?
Right, and let me say, I hope Fernando Tatis is not hurt. I hope he's okay. I don't think Jack Little had any intention of hitting him. And
I don't even know if Jack Little's good enough to do it if he wanted to.
It's all about intent. It's all about intent.
Like, in watching that game, did you get any impression that if Jack Little wanted to drill Tatis right there on the hand, he could have?
Yeah, I think he was like the new Juan Marichal. He's the new Bob Gibson, Jack Little. It's just so ridiculous to suggest.
He barely had enough control to throw strikes, much less hit a guy in the hand.
It's so ridiculous to suggest that there was intent there. There was not intent there.
Like, unless what he's saying is Dave Roberts, it was irresponsible to pitch a guy that wild. Like, enough is enough of what?
Yeah. That was last night. Actually, I was watching the Game 6 of the finals, and then when Indiana was up 30 in the third quarter, I said, I'm going straight to the Dodger game.
Exactly what I did.
Yeah. And by the way, the Dodger game was just getting good. It was just getting all this.
No, the first 6 or 7 innings worth skipping anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that these games have been very entertaining with lots of stuff to talk. The Dodgers can play games for weeks, and we don't have, like, stuff that we can pull out and talk about. The Padres always seem to give us stuff that we can talk about.
I saw a lot of different versions on social media during this game of, I guess the Dodgers and Padres are going to finally play a normal one. Going to fit? Nope, they're not.
Nope, not at all.
Not going to happen.
They'll play again in August, and I got to tell you, I don't think anything's done.
Nope.
No, not at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about BetterHelp. This is an ad for BetterHelp. So guys today face huge pressure to kill it at work, to provide for the family, to hold it all together. And 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year. And a lot of times it's undiagnosed, and guys don't talk about it. It's okay to struggle, but real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying. So believe me, I've been there, man. I also hit it for a long time. You know, I hit a real depression skid back in 20 years ago, and since then I've been able to manage thanks to a therapist. And right now there is someone for you to talk to, a therapist that you can get in touch with who can help you through whatever it is you're going through. In fact, BetterHelp has got over 35,000 therapists. It's the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served 5 million people globally. And right now you can talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. Again, 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And now we have a Game 7.
Sunday.
Coverage tips at 4 p.m. Who will hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy? Thunder, Pacers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN, thanks to Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. And Chumba Casino. And Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Sunday.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the...
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland. The industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
Reason.
We're lighting up the sky at the Summer Bash. Celebrate the start of summer with a dazzling fireworks display, the 27th at 9 p.m.
Morongo, good times.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Harry Douglas here. Picture this. You're staying at a hotel, about to take an important video call, but the Wi-Fi is slower than 1997 dial-up. You struggle with your phone's hotspot as clients complain about your connection. These stressful situations don't have to happen, folks. When you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you get free, high-speed Wi-Fi to handle critical emails, join meetings on time, and even unwind with your favorite shows. No more worrying about spotty connections. Enjoy stress-free stays with reliable Wi-Fi. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
Hey, it's the first day of summer. What are you doing for the first day of summer?
Working with you.
You know the best part of the first day of summer, isn't it? Is this not the longest day of the year?
Is it the 21st or the 20th?
Well, I think the first day of summer is it's
okay.
today. Yeah, Anthony says today, longest day of the year.
That's awesome.
I
got to clean.
Give me 7 o'clock and sunny. That is so nice. The long days.
I had my my daughter's middle school graduation earlier in the week.
How did that go? Who was the commencement speaker at the 8th grade graduation?
I don't know her, so I can't pronounce her name correctly. It was an unusual name, and I don't know it. But she gave a really beautiful speech about not being afraid, about what is an unknown about high school, and be sure to be yourself. And then 2 good friends of my daughter. They went up there and they read this kind of half poem, half essay, summarizing 8th grade. And I was like, man, these 14-year-olds are so much more sophisticated and smart and well-spoken than I was at 14.
Really?
I was an idiot compared to these kids.
So I didn't have an 8th grade graduation or a 5th grade graduation or a kindergarten graduation or a preschool graduation. I know some people have a 5th grade graduation.
Because that is when you go to middle school.
Oh, we had a junior high. So I went kindergarten to 6th grade in elementary.
Yeah.
And then 7th and 8th was my junior high. And then high school 9th through 12.
Yeah, I went K through 5. We did not have graduation. Then I went
6 through 8.
6 through 8. Did not have a
That's
graduation.
like more normal, right? Because I know like my junior high is now, shout out to Jones Junior, well now middle school, it's now 6th, 7th, and 8th because I guess that's like the more common thing.
So part of me says, Andy, of this, it's part of this sort of everybody gets a ribbon mentality, right? Don't you think like graduation? At the same time, I think.
Would you like me to put my daughter on and
seriously?
No, you can tell her that she just got a participation
She did
ribbon.
get a participation ribbon. But here's what I would say. I think kids need affirmation like this. I think it's good to add instances of affirmation. That's a positive.
To me, it would have been everybody gets a trophy if they were all the valedictorians.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, they did all graduate. Like, you have big graduation ceremonies from high school and college. Like,
there were no ribbons?
There are no ribbons, but those also aren't all participation. Like, you did all graduate.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, like I love kindergarten graduations, like with the little kids and
What
their little cap
you
and
major
gowns.
in blocks?
It's
I mean,
so
seriously.
cute. Wow. I loved it when my niece did it, my goddaughter, and all. Like I loved it.
Everybody
Those are
gets
cute.
crayons. I mean,
6th grade is like whatever. 8th grade, I like it because you're going from into high school and more grown up, and obviously your high school graduation.
So how many times did you graduate, Lon?
I did, I think kinder. I don't remember 6th grade. I know 8th grade, and then obviously high school.
Brian, how many
at
times
least
did you
3.
graduate?
I think just twice, just high school and college.
Yeah, I mean, that's all
Oh, I did
high
my
school and
college one too. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I remember.
And they're overrated, too. I ducked out. I got my diploma, and I ducked out of my college one.
I mean,
I was like,
my
come on.
college one, I was like, my parents were there, so I had to do the,
had
take
to
my
do the
picture
thing?
before I go get loaded, that kind of thing. But
The college one is so overrated.
the college one is very overrated, and so overrated that I walked in 87. I did a graduation ceremony in 87, but I was 3 credits short of my degree.
What?
Yeah, I was
And
3
they still let
credits
you walk?
short. Nobody was checking. I think anybody
they
could have
check
walked.
now.
Yeah. So years later, like 5 years later, I'm like, that is so bugging me that I still have those 3 credits that I can't get so 5 years later, I did some sort of independent work study and got those 3 credits and actually
Really?
got my degree. So even though I walked in 87, my degree was in 92.
So I finished so I have like 3 AAs because I did my broadcasting stuff and then I went back and got my BA. So my mom, like for my AA, I was like, whatever, it's an AA. I know it's a big deal to some people, and I'm sorry, but for me, it was like, whatever. But my mom was like, no, like you worked your butt off, you did the work, blah, 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 blah. And then when I got my BA, like I was the first one to graduate in that level, like from my siblings.
Right.
So my parents made it such a big deal, but it was so hot. So hot. It was also during like the pandemic that I got my BA.
Right.
So they crammed all like the graduations like back to back. So getting into Cal Poly Pomona was a mess.
Right.
And I'm like, Mom, this sucks. She's like, I don't care. You're going to suffer
No,
through it.
parents want to
You know
see
what I
that
mean?
stuff, yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I'm the first one to do it. Like, it's a big deal for,
Good
my
for you.
community,
First one in
so.
your college to do it.
Well,
Or in your
my
family.
house.
In your
yeah,
family.
like to get a BA, yes.
Nice.
yes.
That is awesome. That
Like
is
from
awesome.
my immediate like siblings, like extended, no, but my immediate siblings.
That's
yes.
nice.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, so we're gonna do some. It's been a busy week. I mean, I don't know if you heard this or not, but the Lakers have been sold to Mark Walter.
Oh my God, we need to discuss that on Locked On Lakers.
So I was joking about this. I will always remember where I was when it happened because we were broadcasting from Richard Krasnick's backyard where there was a swimming pool. And there was islands, food.
Did
and
you
there was all
post that picture I took?
I posted a picture. Which picture?
The one in the pool?
I did. I posted that picture.
Okay,
yeah.
that's a great picture.
Yeah. Because right before Super Crosstalk, we were like, it's hot. We're jumping in the pool. We had spent, an hour and a half talking about the sale and the transition and all that stuff, and we were just like, let's hit the pool. So I will always remember Richard Krasnick and his backyard.
I was in the car waiting for my daughter to walk from school to where I was picking her up for, I believe, the last day of school.
Okay.
And as she's walking over, I start seeing like my Twitter going crazy. So I'm like, okay, something must be up. I see that notification about the sale, and right then I see Bergman's calling me. So I'm gonna remember all of that chaos. Also, like, just to put in perspective how long the Buss family owned the Lakers. They bought the team, I want to say it was May 29th, 1979. I looked up some stuff.
Okay.
The number one song, May 29th, 1979.
Was it's a song by The Emotions. How about that?
It was not, but you're in the ballpark.
It's a disco song, right? 79 was disco?
It was Reunited by Peaches and Herb.
Oh, okay, Peaches and Herb, yeah.
The number one movie, Woody Allen's Manhattan, a day before it was about to get knocked off by the first Alien movie.
Oh, the first Alien movie was fantastic.
The number one TV show, Dallas.
Of course.
Jimmy Carter was still president.
Yeah.
He was on the verge of losing to Ronald Reagan. Yep. Still president. The reigning MVP in the NBA, Moses Malone.
Wow.
The reigning NBA champs, the Washington Bullets. Which lets you know how long ago, because they were still the Bullets and Washington was actually good.
Yes.
We were about to enter Magic Johnson's rookie season.
Right, 79, yeah, sure.
Like, it's crazy how long they've owned this team.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, and we're talking about transitioning and new owner and all that's, you know, I think this is the right time to sell. I mean, I think if you look around professional sports now, you see more and more hedge funds and mega rich people and people who like, this is like my toy on the side.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of that. And, you know, the Busses were, you know, are technically house poor, right?
They're poor billionaires.
They're billionaires, but they don't necessarily have an ATM machine.
They're billionaires on paper.
Yeah, on paper, right.
And like, look, I have had certain disagreements with the way the organization's been run, the way Jeannie has been top shot caller, but the truth is, even if you thought Jeannie was incredible as the steward of the organization, even if you thought Rob Pelinka, best mind in the NBA running in front of all of that, they simply cannot keep up financially with the rest of the league. Like, this setup was untenable, even if you thought they're all incredible at what they do.
And by the way, I mean, I don't think we said this, but congratulations to the Buss family.
Yes.
Because this is, you know, it's not worth $10 billion by accident.
No. And the truth is this, like, they all are now, like, financially secure in liquidity as opposed to on paper. Jeannie Buss is going to have a role with the organization moving forward, which I'm sure she wanted anyway. And also, it's going to be in the right hands.
Yes.
And I imagine part of what held up any type of sale, beyond the fact that they wanted to keep it as long as they can, is like the idea of this is truly, it's an extension of their family. Like, this is the life work of Dr. Buss. You want to make sure this is going to the right person, the right ownership group, and it is.
And if it was just some random billionaire we'd never heard of, we would not be as optimistic as we are now. But we have seen what Mark Walter has done with the Dodgers.
I'll take it a step further. I don't think it would have gone to some random billionaire.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be on the table. Otherwise, I think there's a decent chance they would have sold well before now, because you can find one of those guys. If you just want to sell the Lakers, you can find a way to do that. It's selling it to the right people.
Yeah. All right. So is Jacob coming in today? We think
Jacob
so.
is here.
He's here.
He's
We're going to do a little game of games. It's Brian Cohen's game today. He always does really good games. We will do that coming up next for you. In the meantime, Laura, what do you got?
All right. Do you know a high school senior who's a leader, a scholar, and an athlete? Nominate them for the ESPN LA All-Star Student presented by Rotolo Chevrolet. 5 winners, $500 scholarships, VIP treatment at our All-Star Friday night event. Nominate your All-Star Student today at ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Thanks to Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region in California for 13 years in a row. Come and see what the fun is all about.
Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All over the Buss family selling the Lakers.
How does Jeannie remain being the governor while not being majority owner?
She is in charge for the foreseeable future. I don't know how many years it is. I think it's more than 1, more than 2 probably, maybe even 3. I don't know how long that's written into the contract, but it's written in the contract.
The Buss family is passing the Showtime torch.
The home of the Lakers, 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, quote, "Inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer. Handled everything and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage today at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Do you know a high school senior who's a true all-star on the field, in the classroom, and in the community? ESPN LA, along with Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC, is proud to present the All-Star Student Program. We're honoring 5 incredible seniors with a $500 scholarship and an exclusive VIP experience at ESPN LA's All-Star Friday night. Nominate your standout student today at ESPNLA.com. ESPN LA All-Star Student, brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the West region once again. Come see what all the fun is about.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. We welcome to the studios a guy I like to call the real deal, Jacob and Ronnie. Jacob, what's going on, man?
How are you?
So much to talk to you about after Game of Games. Absolutely. I know you were in Hawaii with the Rams and the Lakers sale, all that stuff. You're a proud partner of both.
Yes.
So we will do that coming up. In the meantime, it is Brian Cohen's game today. Brian, what do we got cooking?
So we got a little this past week in sports. Nothing to do with the Lakers, but we know that was the main story. But how about some of these other stories that kind of slid on by?
Got it.
All right, so number one here. If you didn't know, this past Saturday was the UFL championship game.
Of course.
Who won? Was it the DC Defenders, the Michigan Panthers, or the Memphis Showboats? Your UFL champions. We'll go with Mace.
I'm going to try Michigan.
Jacob?
I will go with the Memphis Showboats.
Andy?
Sure. Also, I'm going to say right now, this game is spectacular. I love this game already. Showboats.
Laura?
What did there was the one that they didn't pick, Brian?
DC Defenders.
Sure, I'll go with that.
And you're happy you did. DC Defenders, your UFL
they
champions.
Beat Michigan, didn't they?
That was
Michigan
Panthers.
I knew they were in it.
We picked the only one that wasn't in there.
You guys got a team that wasn't in the game.
Memphis Showboats might not even be a real team.
It's a real team. It's a real team. They finished at last place.
All right. Got it.
There we go.
Great.
Bunch of Showboats.
All right, this past weekend, the U.S. Open, J.J. Spawn won his first major championship. Two-time All-American Mountain West Conference Player of the Year for San Diego State. He also holds the record for most wins, San Diego State. How many college wins did he have? 5, 7, or 11?
College wins.
College wins, yes.
Okay. Start with
Jacob.
I'll go with 7.
Andy?
Shoot the works, 11.
Laura?
I'll go with 7.
Mace?
Shoot the works.
Shoot the works.
I'll go 11.
Only 5.
Only
Nobody.
5.
Nobody
got that. Sorry. Yeah.
Number 3 here. Gage Wood threw the third no-hitter in college baseball World Series on 119 pitches. How many strikeouts did he have in that game? 11, 16, or 19? We'll start with you, Andy.
11.
Laura?
19.
Mace?
19.
And Jacob?
16.
It is 19.
Yeah, I knew that one. Yeah, 19 strikeouts and a no-hitter.
You're on the
I
board.
just figured there was so many pitches.
Good for you.
All right,
that
you guys
many
want a
pitches
score
and a
update?
strikeout.
Yeah.
Little score update real quick. Mason 1, Jacob, Andy 0, and I have 2.
Okay, Lars leading.
All right, number 4 here. This year's Stanley Cup Finals, Sam Bennett won the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. How many playoff goals did Bennett score? 20, 15, or 13? I think this is you, Laura.
20.
Mace.
13.
Jacob.
15.
And Andy. 20. It was 15.
15.
total
Jacob
playoff
gets that
goals.
point.
On the
Jacob.
board.
Andy, come on. You got nothing.
I've been a little busy with the Lakers, all
Okay,
right?
I'm just saying.
You've been busy. True.
All right, so we're going to a Game 7 here. Thunder 1 win away from being the champs. In 2 of their 3 wins in the finals, Alex Caruso has scored 20 points off the bench. How many times did Caruso score 20 points off the bench this season? None, just once, or 10 times?
Mace, it's your turn.
I'll try once.
Jacob.
I'll go with once.
Andy.
0.
Oh.
And Laura.
I'll go with once.
It was none. Yeah,
I knew
0.
this one.
Did you know that?
They brought it up a few times during
Yes.
the broadcast as well. Yeah.
All right, everybody's on the board, and I am leading with 2. Everybody else won.
All right, number 6 here. This past weekend series, the Dodgers took on the rival Giants. How many times have these two faced off in regular season franchise history?
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to just round up here. The 1,800, 2,100, 2,500 times.
And this is including like the New York days,
Yes,
all
yes.
of that.
Jacob, you
Okay.
start.
I'll go with 2,100.
Andy?
Give me the numbers one more time, please.
1,800, 2,100, or 2,500 times.
25.
I'm also going 25.
I'm
Brian.
going 21.
It is 2,500 times they've played so far. The actual number, 2,583 games.
Okay.
All right, Andy, now you have 2, I have 3, and you both have 1.
Okay.
Once. We're coming.
We're coming.
All right, this next one I had to update because there was some more changes here. The Dodgers and Padres are always cinema, especially back and forth hit by pitches. According to StatMuse, how many times have the Padres hit a Dodger player all time?
All time.
All time.
All time.
313 times, 250 times, 208 times.
Andy, this one's yours.
208.
208. And what was the one right before 208, Brian?
250.
What's the other one? Sorry.
313.
Oh, no, 208. Mace?
I'm on 208.
And Jacob.
I will go with the crowd.
It is 208 times.
208, yeah. They added a few
A lot of
this
times, a lot of
series,
times.
yeah.
A lot more lately, right?
Yeah, a lot more lately. Numbers going up.
All right, so Ohtani made his Dodger pitching debut last weekend. When you combine Ohtani's career pitching stats, Japan and MLB, how many total career strikeouts does he have? I'll also round this up.
As a batter or
As a pitcher? As a pitcher.
As a pitcher, okay,
There
as a
you
pitcher.
1,200 strikeouts, 1,100 strikeouts, or 900 strikeouts? Both Japan and MLB.
I'll go because I think this one's mine. I'll go 1,200.
I'm also going to go 1,200. Jacob?
I will go with 900.
And Andy.
1,100.
It is 1,232, so 1,200
All right,
strikeouts.
1,200.
Got it.
600 in the MLB, 624 in Japan.
Laura, score update?
All right, Mason, you have 3. Jacob, you have 2. Andy, you have 2. And I have 5.
Ooh, I think this
Oh,
is actually the
five.
last one, so I think
Okay,
Laura.
so Laura has
Yeah!
clinched. All right.
I'll give it to you either way. Here.
I thought I was paying attention to everything. Apparently I missed some stories
Laura
this
heading
week.
out to Chicago, a winner.
Yeah.
Well, not this weekend, but yeah.
So,
LAFC got the chance to play Chelsea FC in the FIFA World Cup. How many times has Chelsea FC won the Premier League Cup? 5, 8, or 12?
I'd guess 8. Jacob?
I'd go with 8.
I'll go 12.
Nobody, only 5 times.
Only 5 times.
I already
All right.
won. I don't care. I was like, I already won. Sorry, I'm in
That's your week in sports.
There's your week in sport. I like that game. That's a good game because we were very occupied
you
with
know,
other stuff
I
this
thought
I
week.
do have a little bit of an advantage because I prepped for the show.
That
so.
that UFL championship game was not on my radar.
That
though.
was a
I
winner.
will tell you. Game of Games brought to you by Jacob from Ronnie. Member after a big accident, he's the guy you want. Go to calljacob.com or call 24. Jacob. So, Jacob, I want to spend a couple of minutes here since you're a proud partner of both the Rams and the Lakers.
Yep.
Let me ask you, first of all, you went to Hawaii with the Rams for minicamp. Tell me about that experience.
It was amazing. Yes, we were in Maui for 4 days, and the Rams just did it in an incredibly, incredibly classy way. We went up with the charter, both us and the players. We all went up together.
Yep.
Got there the first night. They had an amazing luau with all the players and their significant others. So got a chance to hang out with Devontae and Kyron Williams.
Nice.
And Stafford. All of them were there and very, very, very much with the people that were there with them, right? They were engaged. Hanging out.
And they were like building houses and doing like all kinds of charitable work, right?
So the next day, there was mini camp, and then the rookies went out there with number of nonprofit organizations. They built houses. They gave away free tickets, to a lot of the people in Maui. Maui obviously was hit so hard,
devastated
with those fires. So this was an incredible boost, not only to their economy but to their morale. And all the kids were out there, the families were out there. It was just really, really amazing.
A lot of us have been to Lahaina before the fires. What's it like now? What's the status of Lahaina?
There obviously things are a lot slower there, right? The people who are rebuilding, it's going to take a long time, but the people are very appreciative of anybody who comes there. All the money that's brought in really is helping the economy, and they're just such nice people. I can't tell you how often, how many times. Thank you, aloha, aloha. I mean, it was just incredible, and it felt good. And, bravo to the Rams to actually go out there and not only do charitable stuff, but help the economy.
Yeah, no question. So are you as optimistic as the rest of us are?
Oh, absolutely. What a week.
This is some kind of week with Mark Walter taking over as owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. What was your first thought when you heard it?
I just never thought that the Lakers would sell, right? And funny enough, when I was there with the Rams, Mr. Kroenke owns the Rams, owns the Nuggets, owns Arsenal, and the Avalanche. And one of the conversations we had is he's 100% owner of these teams, right? There's no minority ownership, and none of them are going to sell. That's just not the mentality of those organizations. But I think, I'm glad that they sold it to this team.
Yep.
Because not only, first of all, there were minority owners there.
Right.
They're not going to come in fully blind. They know the organization. Trudell and I were just talking right before I came in. They know who's the powers that be.
Yep.
But the most important thing that I love about this is that they understand that the Lakers are the Lakers because of Jeannie Buss and the Buss family.
Yes.
And the fact that we got news that Jeannie, and I'm sure her circle are going to continue to be there, I think is incredible. Because I think now you get this boost of a lot of money that you can spend in your infrastructure, maybe new facilities,
scouting, all that
everything.
Kind of stuff,
But then you're going to still have the people that we as fans love when it comes to the Lakers, right?
Yes.
And they've already shown, this new group has shown they're not afraid to spend money. I know there's salary caps and things like that, but there's no salary cap in who you're going to bring in. Maybe more expensive assistant coaches, right? Maybe better facilities. I think
front office guys, all that stuff.
Front office. I read something here, today that they're going to go talk to Bob Myers. You know what I mean? And I said, the thing about this group is nothing is off the table. But we can never stop thanking what the Buss family has done, what Jeannie and her family have done for us. And I'm so happy that they're going to continue to stay in the mix, and they're going to see the next generation of growth. Not only for the team, but for us as fans and the city of LA.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Buss family, because that's
absolutely.
they took care of the legacy of the Lakers. They took care of the brand, the worldwide brand, and they burnished it, and now it's worth $10 billion.
This is the perfect, I don't want to say send-off, because I know Jeannie Buss is still going to be involved with the team, but as far as transition, next chapter, it's the perfect way for the Busses to hand over this organization to somebody else, because they know it's going to be not just in good hands with the finances, but this is an ownership group that cares about sports. Like they do not treat the teams that they are involved with as a plaything or a status symbol or like club membership.
Yep.
They care about the winning. They care about LA sports.
Yes, they do.
And winning.
Yep.
And I just want to add one more thing. You said it perfectly. This group has shown us in LA that they can deliver. And I'm so happy that Jeannie made sure to sell it to a group that cares about LA just as much as they do, and they've shown it to us. They're not going to chop it up and go to Vegas just because they get more money or something like that.
Right.
This is LA. We'll be in LA. We'll stay in LA, and that's really exciting.
It is exciting. Hey, Jacob, great seeing you, man.
Great to
Thanks
see
for
you.
coming in. You look all tan from Hawaii.
Yes.
Nice.
Happy Friday.
Oh, same to you, man. Same
Thank
to
you,
you.
guys.
Jacob and Ronnie joining us. Don't forget, accident, call jacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. Going to do some super crosstalk coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And now we have a Game 7.
Sunday.
Coverage tips at 4 p.m. Who will hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy? Thunder, Pacers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN, thanks to Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. And Chumba Casino. And Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Sunday.
The NBA Finals on 710 ESPN.
The biggest event of the summer is coming to Honda Center. Saturday, June 28th. Most Valuable Promotions presents global boxing star Jake Paul on his path to becoming world champion. Taking on Mexico's former world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. In the co-main event, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez defends his world titles against Cuba's knockout artist, Yuniel Dorticos. Former boxing and UFC champ Holly Holm returns live from the Honda Center on Saturday, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Collectors, Provo Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on June 21st and 22nd. Biggest show ever!
Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards.
Plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books.
CGC and JSA will be there.
So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. More than 500 tables, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it! Provo Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, June 21st and 22nd, 11 to 5.
For more info, go to FrontRowCardShow.com.
That's FrontRowCardShow.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. ESPN LA 710 and Children's Dental Fun Zone present the T-Ball Tee-Off, part of ESPN LA's All-Star Friday Night, happening Friday, July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex. From 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., kids ages 7 to 12 will take the field to showcase their big swings. Meet ESPN LA talent, win prizes, and enjoy a morning of fun. Limited spots are available. Sign up now at ESPNLA.com. Thanks to our friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone. Sparkling smiles, happy kids.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Trudell.
Hi, Mace.
What's going on, man?
Andy Kamenetsky. I'm in for Cappy today.
Yeah, in for Cappy.
Where's Cappy?
I don't know the answer to that.
Cappy decides to take time off.
Just
you know.
randomly.
Okay,
Just randomly.
well,
he had a bonus-sized Cappy
Probably
cast
doesn't
or
want to
something
show
like
his
that.
face here after the embarrassment of the Padres.
You know what? I
over
think
this
that's
week.
what it was.
Well, on the flip side, he was the only one here that picked Indiana.
That is true.
Now,
He's a big Indiana homer.
No, we still think that OKC has better odds going into Game 7 at home, but I really enjoyed seeing how Indiana played in Game 6.
So there have been 19 Game 7s in NBA Finals history. How many won by the road team?
4.
Oh, God. You can't get anything by Trudell.
Well, I have been to one, and thankfully it was not one of the ones.
I was at that one, too.
That was won by the road team. But
it was a good one.
Mace, you remember, so I don't think I will ever go into an arena that had that much tension.
God.
I don't know that it's possible. Lakers, Celtics.
Everybody was so tight.
Kobe had yet to beat the Celtics, and he knew how important that was to the history. So I just don't know how you match it.
And the players, other than Ron Artest, all of the players were very clearly feeling that tension. Like you could sense it on the court.
But I was sitting up in like where John broadcast the games now was where my media seat was at the time. It was before I was doing sideline. John was still doing sideline at the time. And I just remember kind of that bird's eye view. It makes I'm curious. Where were you sitting? Were you in this? Were you in the?
I was sitting next to John.
Oh, you were right next to John.
Yeah, I was right next because I was doing pregame and postgame or pregame. I was not doing postgame, but I was right next. to John.
So we're probably close to each other then. And it just literally from this, not just when the game started, but walking into that seat.
Yeah,
you could just feel it like in your heart. It was it was insane.
Actually, joining us right now live from where are you, George?
I'm home for a day.
Oh, you're home for a day.
Came to see the fan before we head back to
Made
Oklahoma City.
So what
was it? I gotta coach a basketball game tomorrow, and then jump on a plane to go cover a basketball.
Talk about multitasking. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what was it like in there? First of all, I don't think any of us except Cappy expected that last night.
No, I don't think even Cappy expected the ass whooping that we ended up seeing. So I think that's also part of it too. But yeah, I was a bit surprised. But look, I mean, Oklahoma City would have had to have won 3 in a row against a team that hasn't lost more than 2 in a row. But I think since the calendar turned, you know what I mean? So it's tough to beat somebody 3 straight games. Now, I thought they played really poorly. Yeah. But I think overall, I still like OKC's chances to finish this thing off on Sunday.
Yeah, I do too. Now, I've not been to that arena. Mike, you've been to that arena. What's the environment? I hear it's like Oklahoma City's just a great environment.
Insanely loud.
Yeah? No? Yeah.
I thought
Mike?
George. I thought you were gonna jump on that one.
No. I think both places are really loud.
Both
Mike.
places?
Both places. The fans are nuts. I think.
I would say OKC. So first of all, the way you have to frame it is all of the cities that have just the one team are typically the loudest and the most insane. So that's Utah,
right. OKC
Portland,
for sure.
and it's OKC probably at the top of that list. And since they have so little else going on, and they've had a pretty good run of it, other than they had the short kind of rebuilding, tanking part. It does feel, they call it college town, basically. It feels like a college atmosphere for sure. So I think the one thing, George, though, and you can probably feel this in the building, Indy has not been a team that has come even close to laying down, and that happened in Minnesota, right? Minnesota went into OKC and just kind of, it was the 1-2-3 Cancun to an extent. That was the one thing that didn't surprise me. Indiana has shown that you can't really underestimate them, and here we all are going to do it again heading into Game 7. So, I'm going to pick OKC to win a tight one. I feel like I've done that all along, but at this point, I wouldn't be shocked if something weird happened.
Oh, no. A one-game scenario, anything can happen. It's what I told Cappy yesterday. He's like, what do you think? And I said, I think Indy can win this game for sure. I mean, they're at home. They're not going to want these guys to celebrate on their floor. Rick Carlisle's awesome at what he does. And then, the other part of it is going to be that role players generally play better at home, which we saw yesterday. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got to a Game 7. And then at that point, who the hell knows? I mean, it's literally a coin flip.
Yeah.
Now, Shadana, were you able to see any you're obviously in Indiana, but were you able to see anything that went on with the Dodgers last night and show?
I did. No, I would. What I did was usually in the mornings I would just watch what happened with the Dodgers.
Right.
Although I did watch one game live, the one that was on TBS. I did watch that one because I just happened to be up.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, listen, this is the gutty little Padres want to make this a rivalry, Mace. They are doing everything they can to make this thing a rivalry.
Yeah, good for them. I'm glad they're chippy. I'm glad they're chippy. Now, hitting Shohei Ohtani is deliberately unconscionable. It is unconscionable. And
does he even feel it though?
Well, by the way, the coolest guy in the building was Shohei, who waved off the team after he actually got hit. But that's too high. Above the numbers is not right.
Agreed.
Randy Vasquez early in the series did it right. Hit him in the back of the thigh. You're supposed to, in the wallet, back of the thigh, somewhere like that, middle of the back. But that was too high, I think, from Suarez. I think Suarez should get some sort of suspension. Schilt, who acknowledged that it was deliberate, he should get some sort of suspension. And Dave, unfortunately, who just nudged Mike Schilt, just a little nudge, he's probably going to get a suspension.
It's a different kind of nudge than Morales and I do to each other, like the bunny
different.
nudge.
Very different.
Mace, you're an old school baseball guy.
Yeah.
Where do you sit with just we've seen this, it's been forever in baseball. Yeah. Like you rub my guy off, I got to hit you, and then it just goes on, and then we all get chest to chest, but very rarely are punches actually thrown.
Yeah, almost never.
It's usually entertaining, though, so I'm not mad about it. It just kind of, what do you take from it?
I think it is, I just said this, I think that the Padres are great because they give us so many different angles to talk about with the Dodgers. Yeah. Like
bring some drama.
They can play, they can play the Gardos or the Mets or whatever. This is a storyline, and this was a really good storyline. The number of I would argue that the Dodgers did not deliberately hit any Padres, and that the Padres deliberately hit Shohei Ohtani twice. Do you think Lou Trevino deliberately hit Fernando Tatis, or was that incidental?
No, that was incidental.
See, incidental.
Close.
I think it's possible that it was intentional. I don't think it was definitively intentional. Jack Little clearly was not trying to hit
Jack
Tatis.
Little.
At that point, though, it doesn't matter if it's intentional or not, because especially since it's Tatis, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's the reaction.
But it does matter though, because what are you supposed to?
Well, to the
taking?
Padres, I'm saying.
But
they're not going to take it as, you just accidentally hit him, even though we just said
I get the Padres being upset about this because Tatis could get legitimately injured, and I hope he's
I love
not.
how you say it just like Pepe, by the way.
What did I say?
You say Tatis.
Tatis.
But what are they upset about in terms of you could control blank? Jack Little was so wild and ineffective in this game. If he wanted to hit Tatis, it's not a given he could have done it.
Yeah, in my major league debut, I don't believe I would be throwing at anybody.
Yes.
It's just it's silly to suggest that.
He was not under control enough to have done that on cue if he
at the same
wanted
time.
to.
At the same time, that is, I think it has happened before, and there's a good way to ingratiate yourself with your teammates, right? If you're going to go throw at somebody.
True.
I will say this. I did think the Dodgers were about to come back. It was 5-0. That's 5-1. Okay, it's 5-3. It's like, okay.
But simultaneously, Betts was out of the game. Freeman was out of the game. Dave was set. He did not go to the bullpen.
Put it this way: if that was intentional, if either Dave Roberts ordered the code red or Jack Little did
code
something,
red, yes,
you can't handle the truth.
He's taken Ohtani out of the game. There's no way he's going to leave Ohtani out there
actually
to
a really
get
good
drilled.
point. That's a good
That's
point.
how you know that this was not ordered by Dave Roberts.
It's like in basketball though. You're down 20 going to the fourth. You put the end of the benchers in, but then they cut it to 5. Now, of course, in baseball you can't just put Ohtani.
But
back
he would have preemptively taken Ohtani out. If he was going to, if this was in any way premeditated, you're not going to leave Ohtani out there to get drilled.
Right. No, that's a good point. George, I'm going on vacation. I have not had a vacation
Where are you going? In 2 weeks.
Several weeks now.
Yes.
I'm going to Costa Rica.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pura vida.
I love Costa Rica. Pura vida is right. And
have you thought about a key selfie to match the Hawaii one by the pool where you showed the tattoos and the kind of the muscle? I know you sucked you really sucked it in.
I sucked in so much there.
Yeah. Have you thought about what you're going to do in Costa Rica?
I'm working on it because there's thermal rivers and there's zip lining and monkeys and all kinds of stuff. So yes, there will be one Instagram post at some point.
I would love for there to be a monkey in the post.
Okay, I'm going to work on that.
Possible.
Hopefully there are two monkeys. There are the capuchins, which are nasty spider monkeys, right? And then there's the other monkeys that just hang around and eat flowers. That's what I'm going to...
Go spider monkey. Come on.
Yeah, spider monkey.
Go spider monkey.
Spider monkey's mean. All right. Hey, everybody, have a good week. Have a good show. George and Mike Trudell and Monday.